Good morning.
How you doing, man?
No, I'm not doing. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Um, Good morning, man. You're in the tracks early, huh? With the kids.
No, not my kids, my fighters.
Yo,
My
with the
kids home
fighters.
sleep, man. My kids is home sleep right now. They're about to get their butts up when I get back in the house.
March 30th. I heard the great news for Kairon. Um, Elijah Garcia. Nobody to play with. He's only 20 years old. I asked Kairon what was Breadman's initial reactions when he found out. It was Elijah Garcia. Uh, he kind of didn't want to give me too much. So I'm like, let me just get Brett on anyway, right? So, what were your initial reactions?
Um, the initial reaction was like Karan is like one of the kind of guys that like he really don't care. So it's like it's not really no real big reaction like that. And I'm not trying to like I'm trying to be like give you as much context as I can. Like he not the kind of kid that like get all excited because he didn't fought so many people, been in so many camps. They don't mean nothing to him. It's just be like, all right, when is the date? Okay, cool, no problem. I don't gotta like twist his arm and be like, yo, you gotta fight this guy. We need to do this. This is a big opportunity. He don't give a fuck. He really don't care. He's a really tough kid in that kind of way. Like that kind of stuff don't mean nothing to him. He don't ask who he's sparring. He don't care. He fought David Benavidez on 2 weeks' notice, and Karan can make 154. So that should tell you what type of personality he got. This was a fight that was talked about, to be honest, like a year ago, and we had said yes to it. That's the honest truth. So, and then all of a
Oh
sudden,
yeah,
I
you
didn't.
guys offered it, right? And he denied it. That's what he
No, they
told me.
offered it to us.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
somebody from PBC offered it to us, and I said yes. And then I never heard nothing else about it. And then I think what happened personally is that Cruz Stewart got stopped by Elijah Garcia, and Cruz Stewart went the distance with Karan. And sometimes, people do the comparative, and they say, "Oh, okay, well, he outperformed him versus this guy. Now let's make the fight." Because as soon as the Cruz Stewart fight was over with, then I start hearing the rumblings again for Elijah Garcia. So, but it's fine, whatever. Uh, it don't matter to me why somebody took the fight, as long as we get the opportunity.
Stylistically, 20 years old. I remember when he got his last step up, and I talked to Kairon about him because I was like, damn, he's at 160, he's in your division, and we spoke upon him a little bit. Um, I got to dig back into that content to see where it was because it was a while ago. But I just recently had him on. The dude went the distance, what, 3 times only in his career? He's basically stopping everybody. I think Chiron spoke upon some of the opponents that he has is not top caliber performing opponents. So therefore, hard to judge that type of a career because you know these guys had two different paths coming in. Tell me about the stylistic matchup in this fight.
I think it's a really good fight stylistically because the kid is tough. He can fight. Um, he can. He actually got some good boxing skills, but he seemed to have good snap on his punches. He's a southpaw. He is knocking everybody out. He just got a good knockout in his last fight with a kid that beat Jared Hurd. I can't remember his name. I think Resendez. He got a good stoppage versus him. He got a good stoppage versus another guy a couple of fights back that was also undefeated. Um, so he definitely ain't no joke. He's in his position for a reason. His competition, it hasn't been awful. It's been solid for where he's at in boxing. He's 20 years old. He got 16 fights. So his competition has been solid. That's how bring a guy up. Uh, I mean, his competition haven't been tougher than Karan's. Karan's fought Murderer's Row, but the things is different. Every fighter get treated different. So but I don't have to compare his competition with Karan's, because they're fighting. So whatever you think about, who had fought the better people and all that kind of stuff, it don't matter, unless you execute in the ring. Karan does have an experience advantage, but if he don't execute it in the ring, then it don't matter. So they got to fight on March 30th. So that's the only thing that matters. But I think the kid is a real good fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I respect everybody. I respect the fact that he got to this position. He has an excellent record with a high KO percentage, and we're gonna find out what he got on March 30th.
Looking at his resume, Brad, obviously he's looking for big names at 160. Kairon being one of them. Do you feel like, as far as the skill in the name of Kairon Davis, is this too much? You think that for this 20-year-old at this moment in time? Because I remember speaking to Kairon saying, "Hey, do you think he could pass the Kairon Davis test, the last KO he had?" And Chiron's response was, "We will see when the time comes."
That's my same response. Let's find out. I don't talk shit about fighters, and I got confident in my fighter, but at the same time, my fighters got to show me, by having a good camp. I don't want to use the word pressure because that gets overused, but they have to they got to show me accountability in camp. Whereas they putting in the work, they performing a certain kind of way in sparring, they doing what they need to do as far as their recovery, and then that builds my confidence. That makes me, okay, all right, like I'm just checking off boxes. Like, okay, he's doing this, he's doing that. Every camp is different. Sometimes you put it all in camp, and then sometimes you don't. So we just started last week. Karan's been going great, but we're gonna find out come March 30th. We'll see. I got a lot of confidence in Karan, but camp is we got 7 more weeks. It's gonna be a hard grind, and he got to do everything I need him to do. And they know how I am. You know what I mean? I'm really hard on them because the world is hard on us. The media is hard on us when you lose or you don't perform. You go to the back of the line in boxing, and this is a big opportunity for Karan. So I want to see him. I want to see him perform. I want to see him go out there and do what I believe that he can do. But he got to prove it to me in camp. I'm not one of them people that believe that you could just turn it on and off, and then you haven't, you lollygagging, and then you get in the ring and just got this magic butt. I don't believe that. Um, um, I want to see him prove it to me in camp. I hope he's listening to this interview. And he has been. He's been doing great, but it's only been a week down. I got to see it every single day. I got to see him focus, not on your phone in the gym. You come in, you warm up, you get your stuff ready, you go to work. No time in between talking to people. And, I don't want to see you on social media 11, 12 o'clock at night. All that little stuff, man, adds up. Get your butt in bed, do your recovery, do everything you're supposed to do. Don't be forgetting your equipment. I know I sound like a taskmaster, but you'd be surprised at the stuff that we go through in campus trainers. Guys forget their gloves, their headgears, their mouthpiece. They come in the gym at 11 o'clock and it take them till 11:45 to warm up. All that kind of stuff, man. I want him ready to go, and I believe he will be. And one thing about Karan, he's a man. A lot of fighters, they act like they tough guys, uh, you know, but when it comes down to being a real tough guy, then they kind of, they shy away from certain things. Karan is a guy, he don't act tough, he is tough. He don't talk about the streets and what he gonna do, but he is a tough person. He's a very, very hard, tough man. And Elijah Garcia gonna see that on March 30th, that he's dealing with a man that's there to win. How it turns out, we're gonna find out come March 30th.
Do you feel like you know what type of fight this is gonna be? I know when you match up certain styles, they don't blend together to be like an entertaining style and all that stuff. And we could be wrong, obviously, because guys, they feel the temperature in the close range, and they're like, "Woo, he can hit." So maybe I'm gonna just stay in the back foot a little bit, and not give you the performance that everyone's used to. Talk to me in this fight right here. Is it the same thing that you just don't know?
That's a really good question. Kairon don't have a huge KO percentage. So sometimes people think that he can't punch, and then guys get in the ring with him, and then they, like the last opponent, he ran from me. Not ran, but he boxed and moved, or he felt it or whatever. So Elijah is the one that's coming in with the high KO percentage, and he's looked at as the knockout artist and the killer. So, the onus is on him. To be honest with you, I want to see if he everything that they say he is. You know what I mean? If he's the killer that he say he is, that they say he is, then we gonna find out. You know, if he get hit and get a little bit, he wanna be tactical, then then it could be a different fight. But if he is the killer that they say he is, and this is a big opportunity for him to catapult his name, and it's the first prom show and all that, and he wants to come out and stop Karan Davis, then man, you're gonna see a great fight. I don't know. I don't know him well enough. I haven't seen enough of him to say, is he willing to walk through the fire? I haven't seen enough of him to say what's going to happen if a guy punched him in his mouth or stronger than him, or, I don't really know enough about him. I've seen him fight a couple of times, but as time goes on, what you are gets revealed in the ring. So we'll find out. But the responsibility is definitely on him, as far as how much action is going to be in the fight, because he's the A side and he's the supposedly the big puncher. So we'll see. We'll see what he's willing to how much he's willing to take. That's all I can say. We'll see. Because Karan he gonna be there to win. He don't have no ticker issues at all, and he fought David Benavidez back. And I'm gonna tell you right now, David Benavidez would not. I would not have threw that towel in if we had more time to train. That was a fatigue thing, and I didn't want him to get hurt being tired like that with a guy who was already training and that much bigger than him. But if I would have had 6 weeks to prepare, they was going the distance. You know what I mean? Like, Karan was mad at me for throwing the towel in, but I don't need to see him get put flat on his back for a couple $100,000. But he prided himself in not letting him knock him down and not letting him stop him. But it wasn't worth it to me to go through that for 3 more rounds just to not have a stoppage on your record. You live to fight another day, and he gonna live to fight to March 30th. I didn't know what was gonna happen 3 years later, but that's why you do stuff like that, because you don't need to take that extra damage. He already gave the people a show. He already saved the show by taking the fight. He don't need to take no more. So we'll find out. I hope that Elijah is a killer. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do. I hope he's a killer, and I hope he brings it. Because when you have a great fight like that with a lot of eyes on you, it catapults both guys' careers. But we got to see once he get hit. He is a kid. I don't know what he really willing to take. Karan is a 29-year-old man.
Right.
Elijah, I got to see. I'm not gonna say what the kid can and can't do, but I got to see how willing he is to come get it. One thing I give David Benavidez credit for, he come get it. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be. Some guys act like they putting pressure on you, but it don't be real pressure. David really come to get it. Once he get cooking, and he a little bit of a slow starter, but once he start cooking, he really do bring it. We got to see if Elijah is that. I don't know what let's see.
What do you think that camp sees due to the fact that why now all of a sudden, then and in the same time it's like what does these fights mean to these guys' careers at this point in time?
What do you mean? Why now? What you mean?
Why,
Why?
like, why now? Obviously they talked to you guys before. You said yep. They went out, got what? How many fights in between that time? He was busy last year.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think that it's obvious. I think you answering your own question. They wanted to build them up to a point. Karan has been in with Darrell. He's been in with Benavidez. He fought an undefeated prospect for PBC had years ago, Mark Hernandez.
Yeah.
They had a great fight. So I think that Kairon is a good name for a prospect
And
to
Kane
have.
and he knocked him out too, right?
No, he didn't knock him out, but he beat him in his hometown, and he was undefeated. But I think that Kairon is a good name for a prospect to have, and it's like well, let's see if you could beat Kairon Davis and go to the next level. And I just think that that when the fight first got presented to him, they probably said, "All right, let's take a couple more fights." And then, they did the comparative because that's how matchmaking is done. And they said, well, Elijah knocked out Cruz Stewart in 2 rounds. Kairon went to 8 rounds with him. Now it's time to make the fight. And I could live with that. Everybody have their reasons on why they do certain things. Uh, but styles make fights. Cruz tried to go straight to Elijah Garcia, where he kind of ran from Kairon. Not ran, but he was boxing and moving versus Kairon. So it's a different fight. He was in his hometown, and he fought gallantly. But we gonna see. Like I said, I don't care what their reason is. I'm just glad that we got the opportunity, and I'm glad that I got time to train. That's it. So
Yeah.
anything else is, you know, it don't matter to me what they think. The only thing that matters to me is what me and Karan do and get ready for this fight.
I love it. I love it. Salute to the chat. Um, Salute to the 123 people on the live. Smash the like button. People are telling me I got a new update, so they don't know where the like button is. Maybe you guys have to double tap the screen. Not sure exactly what it is. But I'll figure that out. Um, but coach, talk to me. Last week's fights, Jermaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez, plus that co-main event with Keyshawn Davis and Pedraza, and then Abdullah Mason with a vicious shot. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. What you thought about those fights?
Mason is good. He's real good, man. I,
Yeah.
I I see the top rank have like a close knit crew of guys, right?
Hmm.
Like those kids all hang out and go, but a lot of them fight at the same weight, so it's gonna be like like
Yeah.
Mason and Davis, Keyshawn Davis, and
Emilio Vargas.
Vargas, and then Shakur. Shakur's not old. You know what I mean? So like, I kind of just sit back and wonder like, how are these friendships gonna pan out once you get to the top level and the smoke is clear? Because they like all near the same weight. They might have to fight each other one day. Um, but Mason is really good. I like him. I like him a lot. He's one of my favorite prospects in boxing, if not my favorite. I like him a lot. Keyshawn Davis looked good too. That's that. I love his trainers. I love Bomac and Red, and that fight went kind of how I expected. That was brilliant matchmaking. I know that Pedraza is a tough guy. He been around, but I expected Keyshawn to dominate him like that. You only got so many tough fights in you. You know what I mean? Where you fighting for your life, you're a little over your head with younger guys, and you got to keep going through that fight after fight. I knew eventually that Pedraza, you know what I mean, is only but so much you got. He's had an excellent career. He's an excellent fighter, but I didn't expect him to beat Keyshawn. He's been ran through the gamut. You know what I mean?
Do you think he was
So
weight trained at all? Going down to 135 again? Like just
not
looking at him.
you know what? The devil is in the detail. And I don't like the word use the word fix, but the but I'll use it for this. The fix, I don't believe that like people walk up to officials with envelopes and try to fix a fight. I don't believe it works that way. What the fix
But
is
I will
in
tell you one thing: for the scorecards for the Jermaine Ortiz, a hell of a commercial. I gotta say, it was long as hell. I gotta say,
listen, I'm not like I gotta be careful what I say because I still got fighters that's active. But there's a lot of just weird judging that goes on. But what I was trying to say is like the fix is in the details of the fight. And what I mean by that is that when you get an older guy and you bring him down in weight, and then you keep putting them in with certain kinds of guys, and then you do the comparative, it's like, okay, well, Loma didn't stop him. This guy didn't stop him. The only person that stopped him was Tank. Let's see what Keyshawn does. it builds Keyshawn's brand. It's brilliant matchmaking. Top Rank got great matchmakers. So I expected Keyshawn to dominate him and look just like that. Pedraza is getting a little bit older. It's not so much the weight. Keyshawn will beat him at 140 pounds, but the little things add up. So now he was at 140. Now he's at 135, fighting young stud after young stud. When you fighting guys 10 over 8, 9, 10 years younger than you that got that kind of pedigree, bro, little teeny inches of your reflexes go, and them jokers hit you with shots that you just not seeing and can't react to. So that was brilliant matchmaking. I don't think the I think Keyshawn would have beat him at 140, but it's still all of those little things just add up, and it culminates into a really good performance. It happens all the time. It's probably gonna happen with the kid Schofield over there at Golden Boy if he fights Jojo Diaz. That's the same kind of matchmaking, same exact kind of matchmaking. And if you can't perform under those circumstances, then you're usually not the goods. Then the matchmakers and the promoter look at you and be like, okay, this guy is not what we think he is because everything is lined up for him to look great. You know what I mean? It's an older guy, you young, you already more talented than he is. He got wear on his tires. This is the perfect fight for you. Um, and Top Rank is brilliant at that. They do it all the time. Every time I see that matchup, that particular kind of matchup, I'm like, oh, he's gonna get lit up. But then the casuals, they kind of look at it like, oh man, Keyshawn knows only 9-0. He got over 30 fights. Experience, experience, experience. But they don't understand that all that experience is a lot of wear and tear.
Mm.
That's what they don't get. So the fight went exactly how I thought it would go. And Teofimo and Jermaine Ortiz, it wasn't a good performance. I'm a big Teofimo guy. It wasn't.
Before that, coach, Keyshawn called out Teofimo Lopez. Is that too soon? He's like, I'll go up to 140 to fight him. Um, and I know we're gonna dive real into the Tio performance as well because we spoke about so great things that he does, but I think all of us kind of seen a part that lateral movement is a problem for him as well. But what you think about Keyshawn and Tiafimo?
I think that they don't like each other, but I don't think it's a realistic fight right now.
Okay,
You know what I mean? So I think there's just a lot of talk. Keyshawn's at 135. He's not going to leave 135 at 10
big
and 0.
135.
He is, but I don't think he's going to leave 135 at 10 and 0 to fight Teofimo and just be able to skip the line like that
But that's
without
what you were
even.
saying. Like we're wondering about this 135 division. There's too many of them. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I don't disagree with that, but Teofimo is not at 135. He's at 140. So there is a difference. I think it's a great fight down the road, but I don't think it's possible right now. I
Okay.
just think it's just egos and pride just talking. I don't think it's possible right this second. I don't think, and I don't think that Teofimo honestly would give a young guy like that a shot without having something at the table. It seems like he's looking for big, big, big fights,
Yeah.
and I understand that because he took some heavy smoke. So I think that I could see like Jermaine Ortiz fighting Keyshawn Davis. I could see the guy. I think
I
his name
told
is.
my chat. I told my chat that. How do you think? What do you? How does that play out?
Um, Let me think about that. That's a good fight. Ortiz could fight. He can
As soon
fight.
as I seen the matchup with the card, I was like, if this happens, this is gonna happen. I've
Yeah,
always liked that.
yeah. He can fight. There's a kid named Moratella. I can see.
Raymond
Yeah, they
Monetaya.
yeah they gotta kind of like get in the mix and clear each other out because they at the certain tier. I'm not trying to like make Teofimo like above having to fight him, but he's at a different tier than they are right now. You know what I'm saying? He's at a different place
Yeah.
in his career. So I could see them fighting before I could see Teofimo fighting them.
Okay. I see. Um, the main event. What were your initial thoughts? Jermaine Ortiz, the technician, versus the takeover. Uh, Teofimo
Um,
Lopez.
I thought that you asked me. I thought Teofimo will win. Um, I knew that Jermaine Ortiz was a good boxer, but I didn't know his legs was that good. He got incredible legs. They was whatever strength and conditioning routine he was on, that was real, bro.
They brought a guy
His
in there
leg,
for Cuba.
okay. That was his strength and conditioning coach or his boxing coach?
Nope, his boxing coach is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, he brought him
whatever
in.
whatever they did, that was good work. That was good work.
What you think about the
Um
strategy of going southpaw and kind of trying to
uh
maybe you think they were looking at the Sandor Martin film?
yeah, obviously. And listen, Teofimo had a tough time with Loma the last half of the fight. Don't forget that. He
Yep.
Loma came on um from like 7 through 12 like a tidal wave. So I think that they looked at that. And Teofimo is one of my favorite fighters, but he gotta figure out a way to deal with movers a little better. Nobody likes dealing with a mover, first of all. And cutting off the ring is one of the hardest things to do in boxing, to be honest with you. It's not easy. Um, and what happens a lot of times is when you're the more talented guy, you could kind of pick guys apart without having to cut the ring off. And then you run into somebody that ring off, and lots of guys have trouble cutting the ring off, not just Teofimo Lopez. What makes me wonder is like, why is he taking these fights that he don't? These guys aren't his mandatories. Hit Josh Taylor and Loma; those are big fights. But Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz, they're just fights. Like I'm kind of surprised that he's taking fights against these tricky guys like that. With that being an issue, because even just look, nobody's fighting them kind of guys. If you really, really look, like those are hard kind of guys to fight. So um, I don't know who approved the fight, but I was shocked to see, him fight a guy that tricky like that, knowing he had that kind of trouble with Sandor Martin. But I give him props for taking the fight. I think he has trouble cutting the ring off because he fights like in a little bit of like of a natural shoulder roll stance where his shoulders bladed to you. And when you fight like that, it's hard to go laterally because you're bladed towards the opponent. That stance is kind of made for if a guy is coming to you, not for you having to go get a guy. So you always hear people talk about this guy or that guy is squared up. Every good pressure fighter has to be a little bit more squared up because you got to cut the ring off laterally. You're not running in a straight line. The guy is going around you. It's called a ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every good pressure fighter, you have to be a little bit squared up to cut the ring down. That's why when people was like, you know, um, yeah, David Benavidez is easy. He fight too squared up. Bro, it ain't that easy. Now, yeah, you got a bigger target, but that joker cutting the ring off on you when he coming downhill. So yeah, he give up a little bit defensively because he gives you a bigger target, but he's creating more offense for himself because he's cutting the ring down and he's bringing his body closer to you. So
And the
it's
right hand's already closer to
and
you
the right
already.
hand is already closer because you squared up. You know what I mean? So people don't get that, they don't understand that, and they just like to have something to say. So Teofimo, his natural stance is a bladed stance. He's pointing his shoulder at you. So it's just the mechanics of it. He actually did good cutting the ring down in the 12th round. Look at him in the 12th round where he brought his body up a little bit closer. He was breaking his head down, and he had a good 12th round, in my opinion, which probably won him the fight. Um, he also does a little bit too much when he's avoiding punches. He's turning his head. He's rubbernecking. He's doing all of these fancy
Doing something
moves.
with his feet.
Yes, you can't cut the ring off like that. When you cut the ring off, your time is precious because the other guy is moving. So it's easy to take Teofimo out of position because he does a bunch of fancy moves to avoid a punch. Guys that cut the ring off, all they doing is doing small movement and catching punches with their gloves in their arms and they walking towards you. They not doing all of that fancy stuff. So it looks good, but after he does it, the guy is gone and then he got to reset. So it's just a matter of the mechanics of how he's approaching it. The last thing he does is he punches from so far out because he throws these beautiful hard punches. But when you punch him from far out like that, you give it, and the guy is already on the move. You giving him an ample opportunity to see the punch. You're not getting close up on them. You know, they say in the military, you don't have to be a good shot if you get close to the guy. Well, you don't have to be a sharpshooter if you close to the guy when you cutting the ring off. But Teofimo, he's not the tallest guy in the world. He's a pretty short guy. And he punches from so far out when he's cutting the ring off. He don't bring his feet with him. So it's something he's just gonna have to work on. I don't think he did like like a lot of guys that are elite talented boxer punchers like Teofimo, you'd be surprised that they don't cut the ring off well. They just haven't had a chance to face somebody like Jermaine Ortiz. That's why you'll even hear people won't say this out loud. You'll even hear matchmakers say privately, like, "Man, I'm not putting none of my Mexicans in with no slick black guys," and they Mexican because cutting the ring off ain't easy. But it's just a thing of Teofimo or whoever is his brain trust. They got to be careful taking them kind of fights because it's devaluing how great of a fighter he is. It's devaluing him. So now he's 26 years old. All everybody is saying is Teofimo can't cut the ring off. All you got to do is boxing. All you got to do is not engage him. He got his whole prime left, and now everybody know how to fight him. So he either got to work on that or don't fight that style no more. You know what I mean? Because Teofimo got two of the better performances of the last 5 or 10 years versus Loma and Josh Taylor, but people gonna forget about them and they're gonna talk about the Sandor Martin and the Jermaine Ortiz fights. This guy had a lot of trouble because people think he lost those fights. I wasn't scoring the fight. I honestly didn't think either guy performed. Well, let me take that back. I thought Jermaine Ortiz fought a really good fight using his legs and stuff, but I would have liked to see him get his offense going a little bit more and
especially
display a
being
more
the
of a
B side.
yeah, and display a little bit more of a commanding jab. I put a post on Twitter like I don't know if he's over moving. I don't know if he's dumbing the fight down a little bit too much. I don't know if he's killing the action too much. I wasn't sure um he how he was going to be perceived as what he was doing. So unfortunately I was right. I didn't have a dog in the race, but I know the young man is disappointed because I'm sure he thought that he won. But I was just thinking like the perception of this is like these rounds is kind of close. They probably gonna give it to the more established fighter. And Teofimo was landing a good right hand to the body. That was probably the best punch that he could land throughout the fight. He was trying to slow him down with that shot. So I'm looking at
And
the fight
people
like
that are watching it can't really see that punch land, but it's
yes, yes.
landing.
It was a good little shot. So Teofimo got some tweaks. It's something that he probably need to work on in the gym instead of working on it in the fight. Because he's taking these guys like, I mean, Sandor Martin outboxed Mikey Garcia.
Hmm.
So it's not easy cutting the ring down, defending yourself, and getting your offense off. You know, but that's they got to figure that out.
So, do you think that he's taking these, especially southpaw challenges at that, you know, that you think he's preparing for that Terrence Crawford and Javante Tank Davis just because of the styles of movement and stuff like that? You got Jermaine Ortiz that switches, Terrence Crawford switches. You got Sandor Martin as a southpaw that moves great laterally and pretty much is a well rounded fighter besides having the power. And, Javante Tank Davis possesses all that with the power. What do you think? Maybe you think that's the case? He's always taking big fights.
Um, I don't know. I've heard him say he wants to fight Terrence Crawford. Uh, that would be a tremendous challenge for him. And if he is, taking the fights, then kudos to him. I respect him for taking a tough style matchup because those guys are not big names, but they tough style matchups. So I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like saying he shouldn't take those fights. I'm just saying that he's taking those fights and he's not looking good. So he got to kind of, the performances are devaluing how he's perceived in the public. Um, Unfortunately for him, nobody is going to take him serious as far as beating Terrence Crawford if he's struggling with Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz. So there's a flip side to that. So he gets total props for me for taking the fight. But can you sell Teofimo Lopez moving up to 147 pounds, fighting Terrence Crawford on pay-per-view as a competitive fight? This is a business. Got to sell or they can't get paid. So that's the problem with that. I'm not being a cynic. I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that that's the problem with that moving forward. Um, so I don't know why he's taking the fights. Maybe he just got great confidence and he's a fighter at heart and he's saying I could beat these guys and that was just an off night and I'll just go out and do it because he damn sure did it with Josh Taylor because he fought Josh Taylor after he fought Sandor Martin. He struggled with Sandor Martin. He was the underdog versus Josh Taylor and he kicked Josh Taylor's ass. So maybe he's just one of those confident guys that a bad night at the office does not bother him, which is great because that's how you got to be as a fighter. But with the Terrence Crawford fight specifically, I don't know if they can make that fight now because of how he just struggled. I would like to see Teofimo fight some more guys at 140. I think that him and Matias will be a great fight. And just because he struggled with Jermaine Ortiz, that don't mean he can't beat Matias because it's a different style.
Correct.
Totally different style. Matias is going to be trying to walk him down, and Teo loved that. And Teo got a good set of whiskers. I watched him get hit. He takes a good shot. So that's a great fight to me. I don't know if I will pick Matias to be honest with you. So, but if he's taking these fights and it's building him for the Shakurs and for the Crawfords, and he goes in there and perform, then him and his dad are geniuses. It worked out because he's getting battle tested under fire. And it worked out. So let's just see. You never know how things play out until everything plays out, so let's just see. But I think that I think he probably got to wait for the Crawford fight because Crawford people want big fights. And I don't know if you could sell Crawford and Teofimo right now because I don't know if anybody would think Teofimo can beat Crawford.
People are giving a lot of criticism to Senior Teal's dad that they should add another person into the camp. There was no adjustments being made for Jermaine Ortiz, and that's also an issue, right? So, what would you have to say about that in this level? As far as just adding somebody, nothing wrong with adding somebody. I mean, would you add somebody in a particular fight? I don't know.
Um, I've never did it. I've always, whatever other coaches we have has always been with us. I don't have like a specific assistant coach with me. Each of my guys have their own, you know, other coach, and then I'm the, head trainer. I've never added anybody. I can't say because I don't know Teofimo Lopez Sr. personally. I don't know what they do in camp, and I'm not going to criticize him because he got one of the 10 best fighters in the world. That kid made the pound for pound list, and he
And
won
he already
titles from
got
one.
here this far with
Yeah,
this.
he got here this far. You know what I'm saying? So, anybody that want to criticize him, I'll say, you know what? You go get a guy, get him to beat Loma, beat Josh Taylor, be undisputed at 135, be the ring lineal at 140. You guys go do all of that. There's no fighter that's perfect. So I don't know what they worked on in camp. He could have been working on cutting the ring off, and the kid just didn't do it. You got to give Jermaine Ortiz his props. That kid got a great set of legs, man. He was moving his ass off.
Yeah, I'm
So you
proud of
got
my
to give
guy.
him, yeah, you got to give him his props. You know what I mean? That boy fought his butt off. I wish he would have let his hands go a little bit more and established his jab a little bit more to let the judges know that he's just not. It was too many gaps in between his offense. He would move for 20, 30 seconds sometime without throwing a punch, and you got to be careful with doing that. Um, but he fought his butt off, so you got to give him some props. But as far as Teofimo bringing anybody back, I don't know. I remember they had Joey Gamache in the corner a few years ago, and he had a Cuban guy that was hitting pads with him. I don't remember his name, but I don't know who his assistant trainers, and I don't know who he have in the gym. But maybe Teofimo Sr. was working on cutting the ring off, and he couldn't do it. Sometimes you work on stuff, you work on stuff, you work on stuff, and guys just don't get it.
Mm,
I've worked on moves with guys for years and they don't get it. Then one day I look up and they just do it. You know
mm,
what I mean? So everybody learns at a different rate. So I don't know what they work on. I think the 12th round showed me that he can cut the ring off. The problem with cutting the ring off, to be honest with you, man, and really putting pressure, and that's why it's not a lot of pressure fighters in this era, is because the shape that you got to get in is a little bit different. You got to get in dog shape because you're constantly moving. You can't let the guy get a rest. You like suffocating him and putting a pillow over his face. It's a different kind of shape that you need to be in when you cutting the ring down. We don't see a lot of those guys in this era because a lot of fighters that fight like that, they don't have long proms because they're putting their bodies through so much just to get in shape, like the Margaritos. There's a fighter back in the day named Jeff Fennick, Barry McGuigan, even Chavez. Chavez start getting old around 32, 33, because that's a lot of work that you got to put in to fight that style. I'm curious to see how David Benavidez is going to look when he gets 30, 31, because it's a lot of work you got to put in. So Teofimo, he might be in great condition for his style. He might not be in great condition to be a pressure fighter. It's different. It's a lot. You see how fast Ricky Hatton burnt out? Ricky Hatton was
Mm.
done by the time he was. I thought that Ricky Hatton's prime was probably before he won the title. I was watching him come up on Showtime even before he beat Costa Azul. But, that style burns out. So, it's a lot that goes into that. So I'm not really willing to criticize Teofimo Lopez Sr. because I think he did a great job with his son. They just got a flaw and they just got to figure it out and they got to work on it.
Right, right. Getting into the super chat, 7B Life. Thank you for the $5. Would you like Ortiz versus Lopez fight to a Shakur versus De Los Santos fight? I mean, he's basically asking what fight did you like more? And also, ESPN and Top Rank just did two back-to-back fights like that.
Um,
Compare the
I
two. Were
didn't.
they just as entertaining as each other, or was one more
They
entertaining than
they
the
was
other?
pretty much the same fight. The only difference is I thought that Tio tried to make the fight a little bit more.
De Los Santos.
Yeah, a little bit more than De Los Santos. De Los Santos was kind of laying back a little bit, trying to run Shakur in the shots. He really wasn't putting pressure. Teofimo was trying to make the fight. He was trying to do little things. He even would step back sometime and say, "Well, you come get me." He was trying to do little things to make the fight. De Los Santos and Shakur, they wasn't running from each other, but it was a lot more posing to me in the fight. They were kind of like just posing, and so if I'm splitting straws, I say Teofimo and Ortiz was slightly better, but neither fight was what you call a good fight.
Mm. Um, we got 7B for life. Thank you for the $2. What would Breadman add to Tio? Question mark if he could.
Um, he would have to be willing to get a little bit more squared up to cut the ring down. He would have to not do so much to avoid punches. A glove is only about 6 inches. Teofimo be moving his head and doing this and doing all these fancy moves and be shuffling his feet. If you're in that kill mode, we're gonna be in kill mode. You can't do all of that to avoid punches because you're taking yourself out of position. And or if I found out that he just didn't have the knack to cut the ring off, we would post up in the center of the ring. I learned from an old timer that you can't run from somebody that's not chasing you. So we would post up in the center of the ring, and we would, and Jermaine Ortiz would just, be made to look foolish because he'd just be moving around the ring, and we stand right there in the center of the ring, like, look, this is where we're gonna be. So you got two choices. If I found that the kid couldn't cut the ring off, and we worked on it for months and months and months, and he just didn't get it, I'll tell him just to stand right in the center of the ring, and make Jermaine Ortiz have to, because at that point, Jermaine Ortiz is gonna have to say, look, I just can't just keep running around. I don't want to use the word running. That's not fair to him. But I can't just keep moving around the outskirts of the ring and this man sitting in the middle of the ring waiting for me. So that's another tactic that Teofimo could have used, if he found that cutting the ring off wasn't working. But first, I would see if he could cut the ring off and get him in real shape, and I would let him I will let him watch himself cut the ring off and see how he's out of position the way he's doing it and see how good his IQ is. Because I believe Teofimo has a fantastic IQ and understand what he's doing wrong. And I would take him back to that 12th round because if you watch the 12th round, he did a good job. But the problem is, a lot of times guys fight real good in the last round. And I'll tell you why. They put a lot of energy out because they know there's no more rounds to go.
Yep.
I learned from another old trainer. You I don't want to say
Didn't
this.
manage the tank as good as you should have.
I don't know if he didn't manage his tank, but I just know that mentally, when you know that the end is near, you can put a lot out because you're not saving anything. And I noticed that he put a lot of energy into the 12th round because he knows no 13th round. He don't have to save anything. So, but if he's going to be an effective pressure fighter, he would have to fight like that from round one to wear Ortiz out. So it would be just little things, but I would just have to see him in the gym and see if he could, overcome it. And he would have to change his stance up a little bit. You can't be fighting in a shoulder roll, cutting the ring off.
What about the feet? Is the feet is it all right? Is it a little more too out? Is like the taekwondo stance that he says that
That's
he's done?
exactly what I'm talking about. The shoulder roll, everything is his stance, the way his body is bleeded. That's hard to cut the ring off in that stance. So we would have to bring his feet in a little bit more and not have him so much in the shoulder roll. That would be the first things we would do. But listen, Teofimo is comfortable in the shoulder roll. That's how he fights. He's comfortable. So, you know, um, it will be a major adjustment. It will be a major adjustment. And I would just see if he could pull it off. But that is an issue because he naturally likes that shoulder roll. If you look at him spar on video when he was a teenager, he was fighting in the shoulder roll. So sometimes guys is creatures of habits, and to fight a guy like Jermaine Ortiz, who's taller, who's rangy, who's moving all around, you have to come out of that stance a little bit. So I'll have to see if he can operate out of that stance for a sustained period of time.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. D1 Boxing Brief, thank you for joining the members crew. Um, Coach, April 20th, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. These guys have history in the amateurs. I think they're tied up 3-3, 4-4. Don't know. What you think about the fight?
Great event. Props to them for making it. Everybody can't make these fights.
Hmm.
Um, Great event. I love the fight. It's the first or second big fight of the year because Thurman Zoo. Uh, but I'm
Is Thurman Zoo a big fight compared to like? I mean, is it really a
it's
big
not bigger than Tank and Garcia, but it's still a big fight. You
Right.
know, I mean, I'm sorry, Haney and Garcia, but it's still a big fight. Um, but props to both teams for making the fight, and that's all I can say. I'm a boxing fan, so whenever I see big fights get made, I enjoy it.
Stylistically, this fight seems, I don't know, a little bit kind of off. I just watching how Devin Haney has really kind of elevated in the pros, stepping up, getting better performance by performance. Now, not saying that Garcia hasn't done the same, but not at that level. Um, Talk to me about at least that. Is that a big concern in the fight when it comes down to Ryan? And then obviously, has he had enough time with Derrick James? And did you see anything that Derrick James can fix? I don't know. Is that a good combination with Derrick James and Ryan? Talk to me. What you think about this fight?
Um, See, the thing about combinations with coaches, when people say that, I always say, well, maybe no coach could get a guy over certain people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know if anybody could get Ryan over Tank for where Ryan was at in his career at that particular time. I love Derek James as a coach, but they got their work cut out for him because you're exactly right. Devin has advanced past what we see in Ryan right now. Devin is still developing under the gun. His last performance was excellent. He struggled with Loma, but he answered the call with Loma. I'm not getting into who won or lost because everybody have their opinion about that. But he was in the ring with a legitimate great fighter, and he found a way to win the fight and and not come apart down the stretch where Loma was really coming and putting some heat on Devin. So you grow from those moments. Um, it looks like Devin has advanced past Ryan Garcia at this point. But props to Ryan for taking the fight. Ryan is familiar with Devin, so that's a plus for him. He's familiar with him as a fighter, and he's and Ryan um he seems to have a lot of confidence in Derek James. So they got to come up with a great game plan. And Ryan, this is what camps is for. Ryan's gonna have to elevate his game. Uh, the level that I've seen Ryan at is under the level that I've seen Devin at. So
Facts.
Ryan has to elevate in order to be competitive in this fight. Um, that's all I can say. Devin is going to be the favorite. I think Devin should win the fight, but I'm a big fan of Derek James, and let's see what they could come up with. And I would like to see their amateur fights. Heard that they were tied 3-3, so I'm curious to see how their amateur fights went. Because maybe Ryan know he got his number. Maybe Ryan feel like what, this is a guy that just can't beat me. I don't know. I didn't see the amateur fights, but I'm
I
curious
overheard
to
in
see
it.
that.
I overheard in an interview with Ryan's dad, and I'm gonna be speaking to Ryan's dad soon. Um, that he's giving Devin two standing eight counts in the amateurs. Does that mean anything as far as when it comes to pros putting on the eights and stuff like that?
Nah, nah.
No.
Standing eight count is just a good clean punch. You go to an amateur show, it don't really mean nothing.
Right.
Now, if he said he stopped Devin, that's different, or he knocked him down.
Yeah.
But a standing eight count is just a good head snapping punch or a
I know.
combination, and you
They
get a
give
standing
them
eight
out
count.
too fast.
Yeah, so it's not really that deep. You just gotta just be careful when you hear certain things. That ain't nothing, man. You get your head snapped back with a good shot, or the headgear gets like a little bit like disorganized. They call it standing eight count. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been worse. Did my amateur career like '06 and stuff like that. The standing eight counts weren't necessarily given out as fast as they are now. But I
Mhm.
never been pro, so that's why I explained like, hey, listen, you put on the eights, and normally when they give a standing eight count is because the guy he got hit with a shot and he's not responding well, or he's just not responding because he's overwhelmed with a lot of punches as well.
Yeah, but it ain't no standing eight count in pro boxing. So
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
go we go. That don't mean much. But I am curious to see um some of their last few amateur fights. I don't know how old they were when they fought. They're probably different fighters now, but I'm curious to see, you know, um, why Ryan took this fight. Because quite frankly, Ryan get beat up or stopped against Devin, it's going to look like he's not on a championship level. So I thought that Ryan probably would go for an easier title, but props to him.
Yeah.
He's a fighter. And 140, you got a lot of smoke out there. You got Matias, you got Teofimo. But I thought Ryan would go for Raleigh, to be honest with you. No disrespect to Raleigh, but I feel like that out of all of those guys, that Ryan probably matched up better with him.
They
So,
were trying to make the fight.
okay,
They were trying to make it, and I don't know. I guess back and forth with De La Hoya and Rolly felt like, hey, you know what? You're not gonna go back and forth with my career. So they just got the. They were both battling for Cruz. I guess. I guess
okay,
that was a good style for Ryan as well. And I guess
okay.
Cruz holds a high popularity for the people as well. Um, that fight, per se, we just seen tension with I think now they're trying to like bring in more of like wrestling feel into boxing. And I don't know if you've seen like the matchup that they did the face off with the push and stuff like that. Ryan got height over Devin Haney. Devin Haney's never really fought a guy smaller than him. So do you feel like that's something and the speed? as well. But then in the vice versa, we haven't seen Ryan in there with a boxer really. That is the size of and an elite boxer like a Devin Haney. You know, I don't think some of those guys that he has on his resume, Luke Campbell, I don't think that they possess a Devin Haney type of a skill.
Well, Luke Campbell was a good amateur, but he didn't turn out to be what people thought he was going to be in the pros. But no, he hasn't faced any. Well, he has because Tank is on Devin's level. Um, but
Sorry.
Tank and Devin are built different. I saw that Ryan was a little
But
taller
that
when
wasn't
he
a
did.
good performance, so how could we really, judge that?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something though. It wasn't a good performance by Ryan, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, the moment probably got to Ryan a little bit in the Tank fight. But now that he's been through that and he knows what everything is like, he knows what all of the commotion and the media obligations and the anxiety, and now that he's been through that, he might be able to go through it better the next time. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it seemed like the Tank fight was just like a lot of emotions for him. And, he just threw his game plan out the window and just start opening up on Tank, in the second round, and he got caught. And then there was just like a lot going on. And then, all of the stuff behind the scenes with, him arguing with his promoter. It was just a lot going on. So now he might know how to handle that moment. Some people have to go through stuff in order to handle it. And fighters are human beings, whether we understand it or not, they are. And they do get anxiety. And, and when you get anxiety, you could want to do something and your body just don't let you. You know what I'm saying? So now that he's been through that, even though he didn't perform well, now he may have more composure going through that. Um, he is a little taller than Haney, but Haney has really, really long arms and an educated jab. So I don't really think the height will matter that much because Haney got like a 73-inch reach. He got a reach of a junior middleweight. So Haney might have longer arms, and if you ask me which one I would rather be longer than taller. Um, but let's see what happens. As I'm impressed that Ryan took the fight. So let's see what him and Derek could come up with and get it done.
Are you
See if they can
more
get it done.
are you more impressed that he goes up against Tank and now Devin Haney, and he's never held the title in his life, and in the same time he holds a different type of stardom, a different type of popularity to be able to perceive himself to go get these type of fights. Is that what it is? Because a guy like Ryan doesn't necessarily need to do these type of fights, right?
That's a good question. I am impressed that he took this fight specifically. I really am. I'm impressed because he's going to be the underdog. Most people are going to be picking him to lose. Devin just came off a career best performance, and Ryan was just knocked out last year. So if he loses this fight, his stock is going to go down because people are going to look at him at this point like he's not a championship level fighter. And you're right, he hasn't won a belt yet. I thought that Ryan would get a belt and then make a big fight with Tio or Devin. But the fact that he's going straight to Devin, I am impressed with that. I am because I don't think Ryan's going to win this fight. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
And when
agree.
you're in a position to pick and choose, and you choose a fight as the underdog like this against a guy like Devin, who's looked great against Regis Prograis, um, I got to get a guy props. Ryan Garcia. You know, I when he turned down the eliminator, when he beat Luke Campbell, I'm like, damn, I thought he should have fought Devin. When he was calling guys out and no fights was being made, I'm like, I don't understand what's going on with this kid. I can remember one time he said he was fighting Manny Pacquiao and this person, that person. And then he beats Luke Campbell and then he starts taking off. I just, I'm not going to say he turned me off because I don't train him or, I'm not, have anything invested in his career. But I started questioning what was going on with him. But he took the Tank fight, you know, and he took the weight and all the demands that they put on him, which, he claimed, you know, hurt his performance. You know, he took one little comeback fight, and then now he's back in there with Devin Haney. So I'm impressed with him. You know, Ryan Garcia take a lot of shit from the media and fans, but you gotta give a kid props for taking these fights. Cause guess what? He's gonna be the only one of the so-called four kings that then fought two of them. It
True.
is what it is. Got
True.
now. Listen, here's the thing. He's probably the most vulnerable out of all of them. So and he's a big star. So everybody wants to fight him. But still, in all, he made the fights. Tio hasn't fought Tank, Haney, Ryan, Shakur. Shakur hasn't fought any of them. You know, Tank only fought Ryan. You know, gotta give him props. He's the only one that fought out of these five guys who coming up all around the same age and same weight. He's the only one that fought any of the others two times. This will be his second one. So my hat is off to that kid because again, I don't think he's going to win the fight. So
Mm.
that's even more impressive to me that he's willing to go in there and take a fight that now my word is not the absolute truth. I could be wrong, but I think Devin's going to beat him, you know.
Then you gonna pick them
And
apart, like Jackie Hernandez says.
who's Jackie Hernandez?
She's just one of the members of Mill City Boxing right here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um yes, I do. I agree with Jackie Hernandez. I just think that Devin's his IQ, the level he's been fighting at, his jab, and you could just see when a fighter is ascending. You could see when he's developing. Devin is developing. You know, for a time, you know, he looked a little bit stale, and you know, his he was trying too hard for knockouts and stuff like that. But he's developing, man. He's shown me something his last couple of fights, even against Loma. You know, him and his dad was in the corner, and his dad was telling him something, and his dad and he told his dad, he said, man, he
Yeah,
keeps shooting that left hand, man. He sees what he sees. He sees what I'm doing. Like he was telling his dad as if to say, like, I'm in there. I got it. I'm let me figure this out. So you could see him developing in real time, man. And I respect that as a trainer. You know, when you're a clean fighter, you develop in small increments. You don't just turn, in the freaking Sugar Ray Robinson in one day. And I'm watching Devin develop small, 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 and now he looks like he's a pound for pound guy. And I do think he's going to pick Ryan apart. I just think he just know a little bit too much for Ryan. I think he's been at the level a little bit long, and it's going to be a tough fight for Ryan. You know, Devin got a world class jab, and he could jab on the move. But if Ryan and Derek pull this off, man, Derek's my guy.
Whew.
So, you know, like if they pull this off, props to them. That's major. That would be, man, his whole career trajectory would change. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like everything would change with him. Like that's a big, big, big win. He's probably going to be at least a 3 to 4 to 1 underdog.
Mm. That's not. That's not too bad. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Uh, Shout out to Kairon Davis on the live. Kairon, Breadman said, I hope you watching this interview. So make sure you go all the way to the beginning where we started talking about your matchup with Elijah Garcia. So peep that out, my brother.
He
Um,
should be in bed, man.
he, yo, Breadman, he be really like, yo, you be on it. I like that about you. That's
He
good.
just ran. He just ran this morning. His ass should be in bed, man.
Oh, he was one of the ones in that track.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, he got on my ass yesterday. He like, oh, I said I'm gonna bet the distance on this fight. He like, oh, what does that mean? That means that you said that you go bet the distance on all your boys, all your boys as fighters and shit. And I was like, nah. Take it easy, Kyrod. um, Listen, guys. I appreciate you, Breadman, for tapping in. I got one more for you before you leave. I just figured out where the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys go hit the three dots in the corner on the right side, you could actually be able to hit the like button. I don't know why the format's like that. Hopefully, I'll be able to change it. But if you guys could do me the favor to hit the three dots in the corner, hit the like button to improve the visibility of the show. We got 216 people on the live, and I'm pretty sure we can get some more. So, Breadman, Conor Ben fought Pete Dobson. A lot of people felt like Pete Dobson wasn't on that elite level, and they felt like Ben was exposed. Probably doesn't have the power that he used to have without the juice. But in the same time, do you feel like he could? And now you got the guys at 140 pounds calling them out, like Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Bill Haney. So they're calling him out. And these are the guys. And this was once upon a time. He said he wanted to fight Boots. Talk to me.
So what exactly are you asking me?
I mean, do you think that these guys like Gervonta Tank Davis and Haney are really serious about that fight with Boots? I mean, with Conor Ben.
Yeah, I do because
What you see in that fight?
I think that guys are be willing to move up and fight a guy that's vulnerable. That's a big name. And let's just be honest. I respect everything, but a lot of UK fighters are hype jobs. Like you got the great ones called frauds, Joe Calzaghe, Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? Those is great fighters.
Mm.
But their next tier, a lot of them be hype jobs. They come to America, they just can't fight. And a lot of Americans know that, so they want UK fighters. To be honest with you, they want them because they know that I don't know what it is. Like they I don't know if it's the grassroots system or whatever, but when the last time we seen a UK fighter on the pound for pound list?
Mm.
Just think about it. When the last time we seen a UK fighter inducted to the Hall of Fame? When the last time we seen a UK fighter be a ring or lineal type of champion? They just had an Olympics in 2012. They got a whole load of boxers over there. A lot of them is hype jobs. I'm not saying just any one of them specifically. I think Anthony Joshua was real good. He got a borderline Hall of Fame career, but for the most part, I'll say 80% of them, they just don't make it past. They just don't make it once they like cross the seas and they start fighting, fighters from different countries. The better ones do good in the on their domestic level, you know what I mean? But once they get up there, like Luke Campbell was a gold medalist. Just think about that. He was a gold medalist. What's the other guy's name? Audley Harrison or something like that. I don't want to say nothing, call nobody out specifically because I respect the game and fighters too much. But a lot of them is hype jobs. And when you look at them, the Americans, they managers and they matchmakers, they already know like you can get some in the UK fans are the best fans in the world. They gonna come out and support and go crazy for their
Mm.
guy. And then the guy is gonna be game and he's gonna try, but he's gonna lose. So it's another little dirty secret of the matchmaking, like get yourself a UK fighter. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. I
They had a
think
rough
Tank
year this year.
I think Tank already beat one of them. Like when he first won the belt, I think he went over there for the UK guy.
Liam
Look at
Walsh.
that. Something like that. Yep, he went over there and knocked the guy out. Like that's part of the matchmaking of boxing. Get yourself a popular UK fighter with a good record. So Conor Ben, he got the name. You could he's definitely not the same fighter. I mean, it's just so obvious what was happening with him. So guys would be willing to jump the weight and fight him, you know what I mean, with no problem. It'll just be a matter of who he's willing to fight. He's not that tall, so he's like a perfect guy to move up and fight. Tank could knock Conor Ben out.
I said the same thing.
He'll knock Conor Ben out. If it's testing, he'll knock Conor Ben out. And Devin Haney would outbox Conor Ben. And Jerron Ennis would annihilate Conor Ben if there's testing. I'm saying if there's testing, because if it's not testing or they test late and then Conor Ben showed up against Chris Algieri, he's going to be a problem. Seriously, he's going to be a problem. Whatever he was on, that was some serious shit. He could hurt somebody.
Facts.
But if there is testing and the same guy that showed up there for Dobson, they'll tear him to pieces. And they know that. You think they don't know that?
Hell yeah.
They know that. So, and that's big money, man. You talk about overseas money and UK pay per view and all that rights fees and all that kind of stuff. That's big money, big money, man. So yeah, I can't blame him for wanting to fight him. I
So
would
you
want to fight him too if I was around those weights. But you got to demand drug testing.
I, I like that you mentioned that because a lot of the boxing the American the media or the American fan base believe, hey, they're just hearing this name Conor Ben, so they're like, you want to go up to 47 to challenge Conor Ben, but you don't want to fight Haney at 40.
Well, uh,
Do you feel like you could explain the business of that, of why why it would make sense as far as for the tank team to go that route versus
yeah, because it's a
Haney
bit
right now?
listen, people take chances, but the chances are calculated. Tank went to 140 to fight Mario Barrios. This is a different fight. No, I love Mario Barrios, but Mario Barrios is not as talented as Haney. So you take a chance to fight. When Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight, who did he fight? John Ruiz, right?
From John
They
Louis?
fight Lennox Lewis.
No,
All right. So I,
makes
I,
sense.
I get it. I understand it. The calculated chance that you take, is up to your calculations.
Yeah, that's why
So
with Haney, they would go fight a Mario Barrios for a title, but they'll leave Jerron Boots Ennis far away.
of course, you think. Listen, people always talk about Boots' level of competition. The more vulnerable you are, the more people are going to want to fight you. Don't get that twisted. Vulnerable fighters, if they're not the inside, have excellent resumes because people want to fight them. See, people take that personal, but you're not going to have great competition unless you like a Canelo kind of guy where you're everybody's biggest payday and you can fight whoever you want. But guys like Crawford and Boots, they can't fight whoever they want. So their resumes might not be as good because people don't want to fight them because you don't see the same weaknesses in them. So when people say that, I say yes. Guys that are a little bit more vulnerable, they can fight everybody because the managers and matchmakers say, you know what, let's take a chance with that guy. But a guy like Boots, who hasn't been knocked down. We haven't even seen him really lose a round. People talk about the fight where the guy went the distance. That guy lost every round. Um, People don't want to fight a person like that yet. You got to see some weakness in them. So with Conor Ben, now that he failed the test and he's looked the way he did against Dobson, people looking at him like, okay, it's pretty obvious what you were doing. Let's get a fight with him. You don't Everything that's done doesn't have to be said. You can just use your common sense and see why certain fights get made and certain fights get proposed. You know what I mean? You don't see anybody calling out Gary Antoine Russell, do you?
Nah, we're talking about him today. Oh, actually, Matthias wants.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, besides that, nobody's. And shout out to Antoine. We're gonna be talking at 12 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Antoine Russell, at twelve
I'm a
o'clock
uh,
p.m. today.
I'm a big fan of him. I actually seen him out New York a couple years ago. His brother fought on the same card that Caleb fought Durrell on, and I was like, man, I'm a big fan of yours.
Hmm.
Um, he's an excellent fighter. I really like him a lot. I wish I could see more of him. But you don't see people calling that kid out. You know what I mean? You don't see people calling Boots out. People call Terrence Crawford out now because now he's a mainstream star. So now they know they're gonna get their biggest payday. But you didn't see people calling Crawford out 4 or 5 years ago when he was coming up. You know what I mean? Because they need to see more weakness in you before they start calling you out. That's just how boxing works. So Ben, even though he's undefeated, I think he can get any fight he wants. I think the 35s, the 40s, 47s, even the 54s will be willing to fight him because they look at him like, okay, we know what's up with this guy. Let's hurry up and get him while his record is still good, so he can get some credit for the win.
Hmm. Yeah, speaking of Antoine, we had him on a couple days ago, and we've seen some interviews, and I've seen Porterway podcasts of people. I think it was Ant. He asked, he's like, "Hey, Antoine got a similar style that like Sean Porter." So then I asked Antoine, what do you think about, when people, how do you feel when people, you know, tell you that your style is like Sean Porter's? And he said, I feel like it's very disrespectful. Um, I don't, I don't know. He's a two-time champion. I mean, I don't know. Do you see similarities in the style, or do you feel like you understand as a fighter, well, as a coach, where he's coming from?
So let me get this straight because I want to answer it correctly. Are you saying that Antoine said that it's disrespectful when people compare him to Sean Porter?
Yes.
Um, well, that's his
And
opinion.
I'm assuming it's the style, not the accomplishments, because Antoine hasn't
Yeah.
accomplished anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the context and what he said it in. I got a lot of respect for Sean Porter. Um, uh, but I don't think it's disrespectful because I understand what they're trying to say. I don't think it's a thing where they're saying Sean Porter's better than him, but I do think it's the rough, rugged kind of style. To me, Antoine got a little Sean Porter in him, little James Kirkland in him, little Winky Wright. He got like his own little mix to it. Kirkland, he ended bad, but if you seen Kirkland on HBO and on Showbox when he was coming up, he was a monster. So he got a little Winky Wright, uh, little Sean Porter, little James Kirkland. He got his own thing going. Hard pressure. He keeps his hands up high. He got a real good right hook, and then he brings the left hand underneath. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a really good, rugged pressure technician with a high IQ. He fight a little bit like his brother Gary, but he's a little bit more forceful. So he
Hmm.
got a hybrid kind of style. I don't know why he said it was disrespectful. I can't say. But I'm a big fan of Sean Porter. Sean Porter's about two or three decisions away from being in the Hall of Fame. He get that Danny Garcia, he get the Keith Thurman and Kell Brook decisions and Earl Spence, which was a 1 point fight. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
So I would never put Sean Porter down because Sean Porter is uh I won't say a great fighter, but
Fought everybody.
yes, he is tremendous fighter, excellent champion. So, but I don't know how Antoine said it, so I don't want to get into that.
No problem, no problem. Um, uh, KYYY, thank you for the $10. Big fan of you and Plant. Can you tell me why he was sparring Amari Jones for Benavides? Was it for speed look? Question mark. I'm sorry. Heard Benavides mention it in an interview.
Um, I don't believe Caleb was sparring Amari Jones for Benavidez.
I did an interview with Amari. I know that they did. I know that they sparred. I just don't know
No, no, he sparred Amari Jones for Anthony Durrell.
Anthony
Anthony
Durrell.
Durrell switches, yes.
Yes.
We didn't spar Amari Jones for Benavidez. So it's correct that we sparred Amari Jones, but the wrong camp. That was my first camp with him. We sparred Amari Jones to get ready for Anthony Durrell because they're similar heights, and Anthony Durrell switches from Southpaw to Orthodox. The Benavidez camp, we didn't have Amari Jones in there, so it's just small detail. That was the different camp.
Mm. But yeah, Coach. Thank you for tapping in with us today, man. It's been a little bit. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, where can people find you?
Uh, Breadman Boxing on Twitter.
Boom, and on Instagram, right?
The Breadman on Instagram. Yep,
All right. Thank you, Coach.
yep, you got it.
Have a good day. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. And the way to smash the like button, because you can't see the like button, is those three dots in the right hand corner. If you can go and press those three dots in the right hand corner and then smash the like button to improve the visibility of the show, especially if you enjoyed this interview with Breadman, please go out your way, press those three dots, and go out your way and smash that like button. I think it was a great morning. Salute to everybody in the chat as well. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tapping in. I'll probably be doing some call-ins, but we also have an interview today, once again, with Antoine Russell. So I will get the call-ins, but I gotta go get my charger because my laptop died. So hold on one second, and I'm gonna get that so that way we can get the call-ins for the people that want to become a member of Mill City Boxing. Also, um, the membership link is pinned into the comments. So if you guys want to join the team, salute to D1 for joining the team today. Salute all my members in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Always appreciate y'all. Sorry for the inconvenience today. It was early in the morning. I said, "Hey, let's get one in early today," you know. But let's continue this boxing talk. I'll let the call-ins come in early, and then once again, we'll be back on with Antoine Russell. Then we got a Subir Matias interview. Man, I'm trying to stay busy for y'all. I need y'all to smash that like button, become members. So when we do the members live only, you guys are already all set. You know what I'm saying? You guys are already all set. Yeah, I'm a little fat right now. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'll get back to it. Smash that like button for me. Okay, we back. All right. What's the chat looking like? All right, so I'm gonna be opening up the phone lines once again, ladies and gentlemen. To press the like button, you have to press the three dots in the corner and then press the like button. So if you guys could do me that favor, I would definitely appreciate it. I'm just gonna be just setting the phone lines up as well. So what's going on? Also, get into the. We're gonna finish the poll right here as well. Devin Haney versus I said Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, but why did I do that? Because it's Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. But it's all good. We'll get a we'll get that fixed. At least we all know that y'all think that Devin Haney beats Teofimo Lopez, and you guys have that by a big margin. And honestly, man, that fight's a lot closer. And honestly, I've been telling people low key that I think that's probably what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because geez, lots of holes in Teofimo's game. I'm not going to front. So phone lines are going to be dropping them on right now. Make sure you guys go on Instagram, Mill City Boxing, to call in as well. Okay. Here, got to hear people's thoughts on the fights. With very curious to hear what people think about the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. We'll find out right now. We'll find out right now. Boxing talk. Oh shoot, we got. I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing something with Coach Kenny Ellis today as well. Hey, it is what it is. We're gonna get everything done today. All right. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen, and subscribe to Mill City Boxing on YouTube. Okay. Call-ins are open. Call-ins are open. Salute to everybody on the live as well. Salute to the 200 people on YouTube. If you're on the YouTube platform, make sure you guys press the three dots in the corner and press the like button as well. Smash that like button. We got our first caller coming in. Sportsbook Goat, what's going on? Smash that like button. What's goody? What's goody? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Once again, man, go those three little dots in the corner, press that, and then the like button unlocks. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. What's going on? What's going on? Sports book go in the building. How? What's going on?
I've been missing a few days, boy.
I hear you.
It's a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, for you guys want to call in, it's Mill City Boxing on Instagram for the call-ins. And also to become a member, it's pinned into the link. You know what I mean? So you can join in on the members' lives only. And plus we got, exclusive videos as well that we drop for just the members only. So make sure you guys check that out. We got HLD in the building as well. HLD in the building. Call-ins are open. I got one more slot open right now, and then we're gonna go into rotation. What it do? What it do? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? Caller number one. Sportsbook GOAT was good.
Listen. Jermaine Ortiz, you supposed to have got that. I know you probably already went through it. Steve Weinfeld, 117, 111 is insane. I've never hit a parlay and felt so bad in my life. I feel bad for that man, bro. You know, I took T.O., but I never I was like, damn, I mean, I'd take the money. But god damn, man.
If you don't understand the sport, if you don't understand the politics, the business of boxing, I suggest people don't bet on boxing. If you don't understand it, don't bet. Because then you're gonna be like, I'm never gonna bet again. I hear it all the time.
And then it's so crazy. He gives him the decision and he go hug the WBA president immediately.
Jay in the building. Jay in the building. What's goody? Good morning.
What's up with the fam?
What's going on, man? Listen, we live on YouTube. We live on Instagram. We talking our shit right now. We talking Jermaine Ortiz and Teofimo Lopez. Let's go.
I just rewatched it yesterday. Hey, can I first off say this? I want to first off not apologize to Jermaine Ortiz and his team. But hold on, let me get in the light. Let me get in the light. So they can see your face.
Because they know. Because Jay in one podcast said to me and to the fan, I don't see nothing special about Jermaine. He said it one time. You know what I'm saying?
I think I said it multiple.
Nah, you was being fair to the kid though. You was being fair, just like you always fair with everyone else. But today, you have to say something, right?
I got something to say, man.
I got something to say. Talk to me, Jay.
Let me prepare myself, man.
Salute to HLD in the building.
Let's get that sunshine in. Let's get the sun, man. Okay.
Let's talk some boxing, baby.
Let me apologize to Jermaine Ortiz, man. His
J.O.
I officially apologize, man. I said I didn't see nothing. I said on this. I said I didn't see nothing special about you, game. I thought that you hit with pillows, the same pillows I sleep on at night, and I also thought that you didn't have nothing special. You was just a go forward ass fighter. But let me tell you, bro. When I tell you your team is so smart, not because you had a good performance, because I still think that you messed up because you should have went in there and killed the champion. But at the very least, you made an adjustment. And that word adjustment is lost in the boxing game today. Because who you are, you're going to stick to it. And that's why I love Tank no matter what. Why? Because Tank will outbox the shit out you. Little Pitbull Cruz, or he'll walk forward on you. Jose Pedraza. So I'm saying that to say that mixture right there, you cannot lose with that. So with that said, I'm saying it to say, you are not a one-trick pony, brother. You went out there southpaw and you outboxed this man, bro. You are him, gang. And that's because you made adjustments and your team is smart as hell. Y'all actually watched film. You didn't try to beat him with the same
Good game plan. Definitely a good game plan.
Straight out of Sandor Martin and George Kambosos. Beautiful.
More on the Sandor Martin because Sandor Martin had a nice check hook.
You want to know something, Mills? I wanted to see. You made a good point. It's like, and I hate it's got to be like this, but that shit is the oldest mantra in the game. You got to take it from the champion, man.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that Kambosos fight. When he got knocked down in the 10th, that 11th round, that motherfucker came back like he knocked T.O. down. And sometimes, bro, you know the politics, when you going against somebody with a company, they big behind them, like my man say, you really got to take that
Like I'll say this right here. Check it right. Same person, same performance, but it's not Jermaine Ortiz. It's actually Devin Haney who wins the fight.
Come on, man. You know what's up.
Devin wins the fight.
And I'm gonna say this. I said that based off Ortiz lost that fight. Let's stop making hypotheticals with everybody else in the middle. That all because he lost that fight. He lost that fight. He had great adjustment. Kudos. But the adjustment itself does not. That kudos of getting an adjustment in the game is not what's gonna win you the fight. Yeah. He didn't win that fight. Yeah. Name me a fight. Name me a champion that has lost his belt by somebody literally running around the ring like that. What rounds did you give him? Let me respond. Oh, go ahead, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all two. Let me respond. I want to talk to my man right here.
Get into it, guys. Let's go. It's a healthy debate.
Yeah, I want to talk to my man, but I don't know who he is. Let me see who they check him out.
HLD.
Followed, because it sounds like you know what he's talking about. All right, so boom. HLD, or whatever you want me to call you, man. What do you want me to call you? Go ahead. Anything you want, my man. HLD is fine or whatever that's called. HLD, I'm going to say this. I started this off with saying I think you should have did better, and he could have did more, because you definitely got to kill the champion. You can't go in there playing with him. Mm-hmm. However, I'm standing on the fact that JO did lose to me. I can see draw, lose. Because I stand on him having a win, going to get. But I also stand on this.
7-5 either way or a draw.
That man is much better than what I thought he was. Oh yeah, because I heard your premise. You did say that he was a one-trick pony, and I think he was not a one-trick pony. Not even before this fight, you can see he's not a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact, and I even agree with you. But then everything else, let's see what you. I mean, you did say he didn't win the fight, though. No, he didn't. To me, he didn't win the fight, man.
Because we understand boxing.
Yeah, we understand boxing, but to the casual, he lost.
Now, what I'm gonna say to you, HLD, right? Because you know something about boxing, but once I said that Devin Haney situation, I feel like you didn't like it.
Devin Haney would smoke you.
No, I'm talking about if that wasn't Jermaine Ortiz that night and that was Devin Haney that held the WBC belt, plus being probably more popular and making more money, so probably be the A side in the fight. Who wins that fight, HLD?
The difference is Devin Haney, as of late, you can see the evolution of his game. See, especially coming from the Cambodia, the second.
No, same performance, HLD. Just not Jermaine. It's
running around like that. No.
But how does Devin Haney fight?
He ain't gonna fight like Jermaine did.
You don't think so?
No, not like that.
I could bet on that.
Devin Haney used to fight like that. Circling around with these other
HLD, it's about HLD, it's about the opponent that's in front of you that's gonna make you change your game plan. Straight up. Shakur don't fight like that with De Los Santos.
Can I say something too? And then also y'all gotta take into consideration his age too. He was a young man with 8-ounce gloves on. He wasn't all the way a grown man yet. So he's developed now. Now you can see he's pressuring more fighters. Like that fight with Lomachenko, I didn't think he won that fight, but that was his best performance that I've ever seen.
He's the bigger guy, though.
I'm watching this fight. I wouldn't put to sleep with his performance either. It was a good fight.
HLD, but he's bigger. He's the bigger man in that fight. Styles make fights. That's why you're going to see him do that. With a Jermaine Ortiz, is Devin Haney bigger than a Jermaine Ortiz? Is Devin Haney bigger than a Teofimo Lopez? No.
He's not bigger than Jermaine.
He probably not physically as strong as Teo. I know that in the clinch.
Hold on, just side note.
And that's a maybe. I'm not saying that's true, but I look at Teo being a stronger man, my opinion, than Devin.
I don't know.
But I could be wrong on that. I could be. Obviously, the punching power, Teo beats everybody, right? But with the names that we just mentioned, obviously. But at the end of the day, what I'm just trying to say is that the positioning in boxing means so much more than the actual performance at times. And if you don't understand that in boxing, guys, it's gonna be hard for you to watch the sport.
Yes. Look, I hear you guys talking about Steve Weissman's card, the 117, 111. And you guys, that's all you guys focus on.
I'm over that. You see, I didn't even speak upon that, Bree.
But I've heard it several times already here.
Yeah.
That it's a crazy card. Now, I need you guys to go look into Steve Weissman, who he is and how he always scores fights. He's always on the progressive side of the come forward fighter. He is also the man who does the seminars for all the other judges. All his fights are about, he gives a lot of credit to the come forward fighter who's initiating the fight. He does not give credit to the ring around the rosy top fighter. He doesn't give credit to that. And that's why he scored it the way he did, which is why everybody's like, what the hell? But if you look at his consistency of his cards, this is how he scores fights. He does give credit to effective aggression. He does give credit for those reasons. And that's why you see that card so lopsided compared to the other two judges.
And exactly, you're 100% right. The determining on how you store the style of scoring is another thing. It's another aspect that people don't really understand in the boxing, and that's why when I told you my scorecard, Jay, yesterday, I said, anything close, I gave it a teal. Anything close, anything that wasn't within a 3-point deficit, I just gave it a teal because there's no way I need it to be clear for these judges. I need it to be.
Everybody keep on talking about. I mean, yes, Coach Breadman, bro. Let me just say, to Coach Breadman, if you listen, bro, your wisdom that you spit up on here right now, this last interview, great, phenomenal insight, wisdom. The man is smart.
He's lit.
The man he's a G, man. I appreciated hearing him out. But we all keep on talking about, yeah, of course you can make adjustments, but that adjustment of cutting off the ring about a fighter ring around the rosy is only going to make it a little better because Canelo cut the ring off versus Charlo, and that still was a shit show. So let's not exaggerate the whole fact about he could have done more. Yeah, he could have looked a little better, but Jermaine was not willing to fight. That man was running, hugging, and that's what this fight was game about. I'm trying to survive.
Yeah, I get that because even bouts against
Kairon.
But the thing about it, Charlo didn't outpoint Canelo though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and neither did Ortiz.
No.
Teo had 6 more power punches than him. He only landed two more punches in the fight.
All I would say is this. This is all I would say. All I would say from a coaching perspective, not from a fighting perspective. From a coaching perspective,
the punch count's not even that. The punch rate is not even there. For Teo's not throwing enough punches. B.
Teo is too athletic not to be able to cut the ring off. I don't care if they're in a 22-footer. I don't care if they're in a 24-footer. I would have
agreed.
I would have asked for a 20-footer. I would have asked for a 20-footer. My camp, I would have asked them, can we get it to him? Maybe they could do it. Maybe it didn't when it went against regulation. I don't know, but I would have asked for a 20-footer. Same way they did Tank, same way they do Canelo. They put him in small.
That's what Coach Breadman was saying. Set up the advantage to your fighter.
So I would have asked for a 20-footer. That's number one.
Y Calvin también.
All camp, I would have been on Teo's ass, and I'm telling you, I don't care. First off, we're doing more punches because he always paid.
I agree with that.
Number 3, I am showing you how to step over. Don't follow me. Let me show you who the best step over. Who step over the best? I'm going to show you who step over the best right here.
Hey.
This man right here, he steps over the best. He literally cuts off the ring the best, man. Okay, and he only 13 years old. I had to throw him in there. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Much love and respect, man. Blessings, bro.
For sure. But that's what I would have been working on. Cutting that ring off. And I know people say, cut the ring off. Let me tell you a big thing about cutting the ring off. This is one big thing. What's up with my brother?
KD in the building. KD in the building.
KD, what's up? One big thing. Teo killed me with this right here. He killed me with them knees all the way bent right here. He's looking for explosion and power and his explosiveness. When his knees is bent like that. Coach, you know what's going on.
He looking for one shot.
When his knees is that bent, what you got to do, as soon as I would have seen that man on his bicycle, I would have brought them legs up a little more. I wouldn't have been in my stance here. I would have brought them up a little more and not been in my boxing on my boxing technical stance here. So I would have been walking with him the same way Boots was walking. You understand? And that's the easier way for you to cut off the fucking ring.
It would have been a little bit of better showing of Teo, but the fight would have still been in the same. This kid was not willing to engage.
Yeah, that's true. You would have made him engage at more points in the fight, but you're right. He wasn't willing to engage, but you would have made him engage.
It would have been another Canelo Charlo.
And I feel like another thing that people they kind of forget what engaged to trading punches is. You know, I feel like there's a thin line in between those two.
Yeah, you
You know,
can't run off 4 posts of the ring around the rosy, bro. That's not that you can't, man. That is not boxing. Yeah. So I don't remember the last Puerto Rican fighter like that, bro. That was an embarrassment for me, man.
Pero pa, not
even Camacho. Not even Camacho, who was the slickest boxer we had of our time. He would make you pay.
Claro, pero loco, the thing is not everybody is like those guys you mentioned.
But they fought before too, HLD, and Jorge. They fought before too. So for sure, J.O. knew what the fuck was going on. He probably felt it.
But that's 2015. How the hell you gonna remember that shit? And then you elevated so much more. These guys look like little teenage kids. They barely have hair in their nuts to like men that are like gigantic. You feel me?
Jermaine would have put it on Tio, bro, and did it with, bro. I mean, no hate and all praise, but he left all that food on the table. He left all that food on the table because he was scared that he was gonna get knocked the fuck out. Let's just keep it real. The kid was scared of the pop. And he know that he didn't have enough pop to hurt. Scared is crazy. Scared is crazy. He wasn't scared. He just knew that Tio's bread and butter is to get into a firefight and catch and shoot. And he wasn't going to play Tio's game. Tio got exposed. Point blank period. Tio Ben got exposed. Why he trying to get his shit back? Tio Ben got exposed.
Yeah, the thing about it is that the bigger puncher, the better puncher is Teofimo Lopez. You got to work around it. You have to. It's stupid not to do it. You want Ortiz to get knocked out, and I understand it.
When I saw the fight again, how many literally? Teo's defense was on point too at times, bro.
There was times he looked great defensively. That it looked like the people would have thought, oh,
was landing at him all crazy.
See, cuando they put it on slow-mo, you can see it. Pero de verdad, landed punches, you gotta give it to Jermaine.
Yeah, by 2.
And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem for Jermaine.
But by power punches, which is what the scoring most is based off, Tio had 6 more power punches. 6 landed. Oh my goodness. Listen, at the end of the day, they robbed J.O. No, man, that's Robbie. Not even close.
I'm not gonna come out here and say Rob.
If this is the boxing,
that's too much.
This is the type of boxing. If this is the type of boxing that we're gonna want to promote, we're killing our sport because there were a whole bunch of new eyeballs from the football scene watching this fight, and they're never gonna watch boxing again, bro. Because of the real. Let me finish the point. They robbed Joe. And now the book is out on Tio. He fight anybody that's willing that can box and is willing to engage him a little bit more. They're gonna punish him. Let him get in there with the Kevin. Let him get in there with my boy Haney. It's over. My man. None of your guys you mentioned, none of the guys you mentioned will dare get in the ring with a Sandor Martin right now or a Jermaine Ortiz. Those guys are looking for them, just like Breadman was saying. They're setting up the fighters. They're setting up the fighters with the flat-footed fucks. They're not trying to get any like real fighters. They're setting up the fighters where they can look good. That's what they do, and that's what Breadman was specifically talking about. Because he understands the business. You set up your fighter. He said, why is TO team taking down these fighters that are difficult, that nobody wants to fight? Because TO is a different motherfucker.
But did you like my point there? Did you like my point upon why?
I've been saying that Sandor, nobody wants to fight Ortiz. Nobody. Because it's going to end up the same way it ended with, look at who he beat first. He beat Mikey. He whooped Mikey's ass. I was supposed to bet that night. He beat the shit out of Mikey. You know what I mean? And that's what I thought. He beat Tio too. Yeah, no, for sure. He beat Tio. So HLD got a point. And I thought that E-Buddy was going to beat Mikey the same way Sandor did. So Tio's pride is too big. Tio's pride is too big. He's like, I take them all. I don't care. That's his. And then he cares too much. He gets lost in wanting to performance for the people. That shit, that's got to stop. But no, HLD, now you're contradicting yourself, brother. How's that? Because you're in a contradiction now. Let me go ahead. That if Jermaine Ortiz was the spectrum for boxing, people would run away from the sport. That's what you're saying. But now you're saying that Tito's pride is too big and he want to fight anybody. Well, don't we want our fighters to fight everybody and anybody? Isn't that what we want? So
I'm talking about based on the challenge that nobody wants to take these guy type of fighters, but Tito's willing to do it. Hey, Matias squawked my hand bullshit while playing pool. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Like that.
Hell no, man. My man called out Tio a pussy after his fight. A week later, Tio sends him a contract, and he's saying, my mano, man, my hand. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck.
HLD. Didn't you hear in the commentators that they were even saying it? They were like, that ain't a real call out when you know someone's injured.
But what call out? He wasn't there. He called him out right after the fight, right? Didn't Matias call him out after the fight?
Claro.
After the fight?
Claro.
Hey, everybody. Hey, my man, you said you know a lot about boxing. You got your young man. What power punches does not ever have some little inch and dinks with his hands? Always. So let's stop the cat. That man, did he have surgery? Hey, is he on suspension because he has a broken hand?
Therapy. You don't see him doing therapy all the time?
Yeah, play pool.
You see that one time. The thing about it is that he can play pool. The thing about it is, I think he said it was tendonitis. He can play pool. He can't. Listen, HLD. HLD.
If I call you out and you're gonna call me out, we're gonna throw hands. I got tendonitis.
Hey, HLD ain't telling him he's not lying. Because watch this. If you call me out and my hand fucked up, okay, I'll push it out 4 weeks opposed to what it was supposed to be. So if it was supposed to be August 1st, then goddamn it, it's gonna be goddamn.
No. Think about the time.
He's gonna take on a fight with Leon Pato. Like, what the fuck?
No, that's crazy.
Come on, man.
Listen, that's not set in stone yet.
Yeah, well, he needs to take that fight, Puerto Rican Parade, NYC, and let's get it on.
Haney watches them all. Haney beats all of them. I don't disagree with that at all. I believe Haney. This version of Haney smokes Tio.
Haney is look, I'm not a big fan of Haney, but I can appreciate that. I still see the evolution in his game. That fight, especially after the second Cambosos fight on, he's turned it on. Where I can say, okay, I want to watch this. Before I couldn't watch this shit that he was putting out. I wasn't into it. Because they talk about his power, but like when he fights these dudes after the fight, they look beat up. I don't care about the power. I care about the engagement.
This nigga says I care about the engagement. Dale.
You need power to beat the shit out of somebody. Put it on. That's all I want to see. Put it on. Beat the shit out of him. All right, good. You know what I mean? Like what he did to Regis, for example. Even though Regis, I'm sorry,
HLD.
Everybody knew that he was not on the best.
HLD.
Holding out.
Not my brothers from Louisiana. They didn't believe that. They bet me. They was about to bet me money that Regis was gonna knock out Devin Haney. They didn't believe that for some reason.
After that performance with Zorilla, it was really hard to choose Regis because you could see his age crept on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now looking at Tio, it's hard to pick him now with him having problem with lateral movement.
But running around the ring is not lateral movement, man. That's not boxing. Let's keep that a buck. That's not boxing.
Yo,
you want lateral movement? Talk about with Fredo Benitez. That's lateral movement.
Yo,
I'm going side to side, but I'm popping you every time you miss.
Listen, I'm not saying that that Tio can't crack. Tio's cracking, and he's gonna make people fight like that. You think Tio you're gonna get mad with a Tio and Shakur fight then? You're gonna be really mad if they fight.
Look, I do know for a fact that what was going on with Shakur in that last fight, but that young man after that Nakatili fight, he was putting it on. He kept his promise after the Nakatili fight. He apologized for that performance. He promised the fans that he would work on his game. And guess what? He beat the shit out of everyone right after that. And that last fight, Shakur.
And also, Shakur went on an interview saying, "I'm not going to change my style for fighting to nobody."
Well, he's gonna the gossiping thing. I said, man, I'm a fighter. I'm gonna say everything you don't want to hear. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't take that with a grain of salt. Yeah. You know. So I will say this. Again, Devin Haney 100% beats Matias. For me, I give it not 100%, but
yeah, slow that 100% down.
Okay, I don't think against Matias Haney on that, bro. I'll slow it down. Haney will
slow that down.
And I see Teofimo. I'm gonna say it the right way. I see Teofimo. No, I see Matias being a perfect match for Teofimo because he obviously ain't trying to take shit around the ring, and Matias gonna be there all night. And although he can take that Russian or
hey, Teo. Now check this out. When Teo fights Matias, Teo's gonna be on that back foot now.
I agree, but shit, it ain't gonna be easy. Teo on the back foot?
Yeah, bro.
When have you ever seen that?
Bro, you're gonna see it. Hey, on the Matias fight, it's probably gonna be the fight that you see it in.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, right? I didn't respect Jermaine after Thursday night because Jermaine wasn't fighting like how he was fighting against Lomachenko. That's the Jermaine I wanted to see.
Styles make fights.
Teo, don't get me wrong, Teo's looking for that sluggish Cambosis fight that he wants. He wants that Cambosis fight, trade off with him back and forth. But Jermaine's not like that. I can tell because I watched these two motherfuckers. I studied these two motherfuckers fight. Excuse my language. But Sabril Matias versus Teo had a chance to make that. His coach already said that. Sabril's coach said he's been had a chance to make that fight. He's doing the same shit that Devin Haney do. Just like Hondo came up here talking about Devin Haney. Devin Haney picks and chooses his fighters. They pick and choose. They don't want the real fights. They want money fights. They want money grabs. If you want money, you're trying to outbid yourself of what you're really worth. If you look at it.
I mean, listen, I can agree with you, and then I can disagree with you. But I can agree with you a lot. You know, I can't disagree really, right? But when we talk about some of the names that Haney's has, got some of the best names in the resume. But I understand what you're saying too. He's the bigger guy coming into the ring. He's always A side. He's always the bigger guy coming in into weight and all that stuff. So you might not look at it stylistically as a 50-50, and you don't look at it like you don't respect it. And I can understand that. And you get in the belts on your terms. And I feel what you're saying. But you still gotta freaking capitalize. You still gotta execute.
You got to. Just like when everybody Tank W and Haney, Tank been wanting to fight this man at 135 for the longest. He had so many chances to shut up this fight with Tank. It's like Teo had so many chances to set up fights with Haney. Man, come on, man. Tank, why hasn't Tank then fought Loma for 6 years ducking that old man? All right. Let's keep it a buck. Hold on. So since you want to do that, why hasn't Devin Haney fought Teo then? And Teo had all the belts at one point. He took care of his mandatory, which he lost to, we obviously know. But what happened to the meeting with Bob before that? That's Haney fought. We all know that.
Nah, you guys are advocating for the same thing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you guys are advocating for the same thing.
Because I'm just saying that he said that Tank didn't want Haney, but just like he didn't want to Tank, he said he wants Haney. But why didn't he fight Loma? I have a lot of proof on that because when Tank was number 2 before Shakur came in here, Tank was supposed to come up and fight him before that.
Who fights Matias, guys? Who fights Matias next? Teo. Let's be real.
Since his mouth is like that, he's disrespecting the Puerto Rican culture, but you gotta look at it.
Yeah.
He's been calling these niggas out for the longest.
Yeah.
Teo ain't disrespecting the Puerto Rican culture, man.
Yeah. He fixed it. He fixed it though. He tried to fix it.
Come on, man. You talking about Matias and
Tú no eres boricua, HLD. ¿Qué te pasa a ti? ¿Qué te pasa a ti? Coño.
And it's great, bro. You think I hate Bernard Hopkins, bro? If there's anybody who shitted on Puerto Rico, bro, on the Puerto Rican culture, taking my flag that I will fucking bleed and die for. But I think Bernard Hopkins really has that in his heart, or this is part of the grimy game of boxing?
Oh yeah, when I did the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis media day, yo, I did my shortest interview with him real quick. Real rap. Real rap. I just did it to do it. And I was gonna.
Think about controversy sells Hey, Mill City, we got to talk about how Bill Haney's script on that WWE promotion yesterday with Ryan Garcia got flipped on him, and he didn't expect his son to take an L when he got choked.
Tía, diablo, habla.
Bill Haney, this was scripted, and then you're hearing Bill Haney say, push him, because he's mumbling, he's telling himself, push him, and guess who listens? Ryan Garcia listens. He choked his son. You know what I say about that? Look, now if that was Tank would have smacked the hell out of Devin Haney in front of everybody. It's scripted, guys, but I'm just saying this is scripted, obviously. But I don't know, brother. I don't know. But it got ugly because Bill Haney didn't expect to take an L in that. I gotta catch you, brother. Remember when Devin Haney pushed the hell out of Lomachenko?
Yeah.
Why you ain't do that to Ryan? But look, you said that Tank would have smacked the shit out of him, but Tank didn't smack the shit out of him. Didn't smack the shit out of Kevin Farmer. When they was he didn't do it in the club either. When Ryan Garcia was at the club with him. Come on, man. But he tried to snatch the chain. I love Tank. I'm just talking shit, bro. I love Tank. But Tank, I love it. All I'm saying that this was a scripted thing, but Bill Haney did not expect to take an L, a perception, when his son got choked. That's why he got flipped. And then when he told him that he saw Tank, that he saw the video of Tank beating the shit out of Haney, bro, he didn't expect.
he said Floyd showed me the video. I was like, where pate?
And so Bill Haney did not expect to look bad in the script. That's what I'm saying. And that's when it became real. That's when it became real for Bill Haney and them, because they look bad in the script. They're like, oh shit, this is not the perception that I wanted to take.
Shout out to Rel in the building. Shout out to Rel in the building.
It's like Bill, you did all that with Ryan. Why you ain't do that with Bernard? You gotta match your energy. Don't pick and choose what you want to pop off. Why that's why you said it was scripted. That's why you said it was scripted. Why is Devin my daddy Haney having his old man popping in there, bro? Come on, man. Come on, man. We grown ass. Devin my daddy. No, he wild though. He just be wild. I don't know. Wow, bro. Devin, when Regis asked him, name the last 15 people you knocked out, he couldn't name. Yo, man, you know what's funny? See, this is what I'm talking about. How you selectively pick the fighters that's gonna make your fighter look good. That's all that Bill Haney's been doing also with his son. All he doing Tank knocked out Gamboa. Hey, Tank knocked out Gamboa, and you tell me how the hell does a guy who just got knocked the fuck out get a chance at the email belt the next fight with Haney? Exactly. So now we got now this is the second fighter that Tank already stopped, and guess who's picking him up right after that? Haney. Hey, come on, man. Listen. Like everybody be saying, Tank don't fight nobody's happy. Everybody Tank fought has became champions now. Who? Mario Barris. He became a champion at one point. Mario Barris is funny.
Yeah, Mario Barrios.
Mario is no champion, bro.
Nah, he ain't a champion.
He got a belt at one point. Man, yeah, so does my son, bro.
Yo, HLT ain't shit right now.
No, I'm not saying he's not a. Hey, he's game.
He's said my son does too.
But yo, man, my son was in a wrestling tournament, bro, and he took third place in this round robin tournament, and they were trying to give out some participation trophies, and he said, "Fuck that, I don't want it."
Yeah.
Mario Barris and Devin Haney. Barris is crazy. Barris is crazy.
Nah, Devin's too skilled. Devin's too skilled. But
But Devin had to have somebody on his ass. At 147, I don't know, man. At 140, I think that would be a competitive fight.
look at Rel. Rel's trying to kill Barrios. That's messed up. Early. Trying to mess up his career.
You know,
Listen.
I know that what's his name? He had a broken orbital and all that, but he's still a good, skillful boxer, and and Barrios still put it on him. You know what I mean? But the thing with Ugas, he made a mistake. He thought he was still fighting Spence again. You see how he kept trying to come in and have him do like how him and Spence was fighting? Barrios was different. He was just That's why I said Nick Ugas kept thinking he still was fighting Spence.
Pete.
You can see he wasn't covering up his eyes, none of that.
Pete, I appreciate you for tapping in. I'm gonna be tapping in real quick just to get his thoughts on some of the fights. I appreciate you tapping in, real rap, man, real rap. You too, man. Thank you.
I gotta shout out my boy making boxing, man. I can't forget about making boxing, man. You gotta get with him, man. He a big dog. He got 3 sons that's killers, man.
Oh yeah.
Favorites, absolutely. Making
Word.
boxing, MACON boxing.
Word.
He from Louisiana. He up there in Dallas right now, though.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. HLD with the energy. HLD with the energy.
Siempre, papa, siempre, man. Yo, man, hey, I woke up and I still haven't even made my coffee, man. I'm like, Middle City is cooking already. I don't even have my coffee in me. Shit. That was a great conversation with Breadman, man. I really appreciate his insight, Mills. That was a great interview.
Yeah, he's good. He breaks it down on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, he sees the.
And shout out to Pete too for coming in as well. Some people get scared to tap in. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Well, I mean, yeah, Coquille, man, he was on that chat talking some good stuff, but you say you got an interview with Making Boxing. Yeah, that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go. The like button, you gotta hit the three dots in the corner, and then you'll be able to hit the like button, guys.
I gotta talk to you on the thing.
No, I know. I need to be able to. I need to do a lot of different things. I understand. I'm slacking, pero I'm trabajando.
No lo digo para ser malo, lo digo porque quiero tu canal que explote, ¿me entiendes?
Gracias. So nevertheless, love this page because it's the real boxing. Yo, Pete, appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you always stay tuned, man. We like to hear the voices of the people. And this is what this segment's all about right now. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, guys. Is this a close fight? What we got here going on here?
You gotta give Devin Haney obviously the hands up. He's the one coming in with the fire with his performances as of late. And like I said, I've seen the evolution of his game. He's still growing. He's still, and I'm not saying physically. I'm saying stylistically. You can see that he's becoming more aware of who he is. He's growing into his identity. He knows what he. That's I think that's where that he knows. All right, I know who I am, and I know this is the only way I could do this thing. And he's making great adjustments throughout the fights and stuff. So you got to give Devin Haney obviously a thing. And Garcia, well, hey, man, he fought Tank, and now he's gonna make another good check. So it's a great business move. Is he gonna be able to do anything about this? We shall see, man. You can't. I don't praise anybody unless you show me first. And so he shows me that night, he beat Tank, then you can say, okay, he had an off night with Tank, and all right, good. He's on it. He's not a joke. But until now, he's got to have to prove it. There's nothing to be said. Devin Haney, I got Devin Haney by 12-round decision. He ain't knocking nobody out. But
word, Jay.
Yeah, I got Devin. I got to get an edge to Devin. I believe that if Ryan catches Devin, then it's gonna be ugly. But Ryan has the same problem that a lot of people that we were just talking about has, which is feet. So I doubt if he even catch that to Devin. So I got Devin decision.
Devin decision. I like it. I agree. I think I'm with you guys. Obviously Devin Haney just on a different playing field right now than Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan Garcia's last fight with Oscar Duarte wasn't really the yeah. So like I was saying. Oh, hold on, Sportsbook. Hold on. Let me get you. Let me get him out real quick. So get him back in soon. But nevertheless, when we talk about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, that fight right there, do you guys believe that's one of the bigger fights at 140 pounds?
It's a popular fight. I'm gonna say this fight's gonna make 500,000 to 600,000. I think pay-per-view wise. I think it's gonna be a popular fight. Is it the biggest? Like are we talking about legacy style? No, it's not at all. Zero. I will say this: it's a very, very, very good progressive fight. Meaning, everybody, big names are fighting big names, and I can appreciate it. Maybe it's still a little cherry picking in there, but who gives a fuck? This is what we all asked for. ask for people to fight each other, and this is what they're doing. And unfortunately, it comes when people get old, taken, but it's okay. This is what the fuck we need. We need to see a Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, a Pitbull versus a Rollies. We need to see these fucking names fighting names, man.
Yes, absolutely. If you think about it, Tito Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya, when they fought, they were both just 26.
Yeah, they were 26 years old.
I mean, is this?
I was looking at that fight. I looked at that fight like 3 days ago.
What happened?
I mean, this fight's obviously. Is this more of a money fight or is this more of a legacy fight for these two guys?
Oh, it's a money grab, bro. It's a money grab. It's not a legacy fight.
I mean, it is for the WBC title, and then obviously you can kind of like get your lick back and finally say, "Yo, I'm ahead of this dude from what we did in the amateurs."
It's a legacy fight. It's a legacy fight for Garcia, who hasn't done shit.
Gotcha.
And it's a money grab. And it's a money grab for Devin Haney.
Okay, and at no point in mind do you feel like Devin has to take this fight to feel like he's over Ryan on a win. Competitively, Jay. What do you think competitively as a man, as a fighter, knowing that we tied in the amateurs, but I want to get my lick back. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes that competitiveness, it means something to why. But obviously, I agree with you. Money grab, absolutely.
Well, I don't believe shit I know. That competitiveness, that ultra competitiveness is gonna die when Deontay Wilder leaves the boxing game. And the reason I say that is because that man tried to get his lick back, bro. 3 times, bro. I look at Canelo as the so-called face of boxing, and he didn't even want to get his lick back. I don't give a fuck what you put in that contract. I want to beat you. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's not me dying on the scale or some odd ass advantages, I need my lick back. Girl Spence, I need my lick back. You're going to have to whip my ass twice. I grew up in the era, like I said before, I grew up in the era where if you beat me, every time I see you, we have to fight. I don't care if you with your niggas, excuse me. I don't care if you with your positive. I don't give a fuck. Guess what, bro? I am fighting you. So with that said, I believe that competitiveness still needs to be in boxing, but it's not boxing no more. Well, I ain't going to say no more.
There you go. And that's what I'm saying, man. We can go from the aspect of this cherry picking, slightly shit to this WWE type of shit to Teo Ortiz. It's a lot of shit in boxing, man, and that shit crazy. But my man said it right. For Ryan Garcia, it's a legacy fight. You hit Tank, you turn right around, you hit Dev. That's gonna look good for him later on in his career. For Devin, I think he riding high, so I mean, why not? He got motherfucker got 1 million followers. You know what I'm saying?
He was on the list, man. Top 10 most, top 10, whoever made the most last year or some shit like that. I forget what it was.
People don't understand. You got Christians who rock with him hard. He a big believer in Christ. You got all the girls who fuck with him, and then you got the younger kind of Hispanic. They fuck with him.
He got the young girls. He's got the Bible Belt people on this thing, and then he's on that he's on them conservative shows and shit, and he got all them MAGA country people pushing on him with him. Hey man, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, but Devin gonna smoke him though.
So, looking at this fight, and looking at what Devin has been doing, as far as with Bill, how they've been molding Devin. I mean, it's when you first think about Devin Haney back in the days, you think about some of these fights that you haven't really seen him as a pro because he went to Mexico, but in the same time you heard a lot about the sparring and the social media, right? Then you got Ryan Garcia that is strictly social media, but fought Gervonta Tank Davis, right? I mean, obviously, I don't want to go strictly because he does have some decent wins. I seen you, Jay, laughing, so I was like, let me get that right. He has some decent wins on his belt, and obviously, I think what was he, like a 15 or a 10-time national champion, 17-time national champion, like a lot. And to be a national champion out here is a big deal. You know that. So that being said, I mean, now we see these guys' trajectory. What I called it back in the other day, choreographed as far as all right. We got Devin that he grabbed belts. I talked to Calvin Ford yesterday. Sometimes people need belts to make money. You know, sometimes guys don't need that at all. Devin started with some belts, did a lot of things in the media with his father Bill. Bill does a great job promoting him. But now it's taking a page from Gervonta Davis's book. Let's get some fights that are gonna get me popular. Let's
It all depends, video with the belts. Because if you're already making money because you sell, unfortunately, you don't need the belts. That's why Tank hasn't fought really.
like Subriel. Hold on, Subriel needed the belt. You heard?
Yeah, but a guy who's not popular, who doesn't sell because of his contracts with the promoter, which likely will say that if you become champion, your minimum goes up. Then okay, that's you need a belt. You need a belt so that you guarantee what your promoter goes up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like Subir Matias, he needed a belt. But why? His style's already entertaining as it is. Why? Because he needed the belt. He needed the belt.
But yo, man, I had to go to Minnesota to go see him, man. Why is he fighting in Minnesota when he should be in NYC?
How you choreograph your fighter, where you put them, where you place them, where you do your matchmaking. It's all important. Everybody got a different route, man. Everybody got a different route.
Minnesota was not good for Subriel Matias.
But he sold good.
Oh, it was sold out. I mean, 5,000 people, whatever it was.
Yeah, I bet you that arena was probably cheap to rent and the whole nine, right? The tickets were cheap, the whole nine. But we got to get him in New York. We got to get him in Florida. We got to.
Need him in New York.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, if he's gonna fight in Puerto Rico now with Leon Potter, which I think is just come on, man. But
Él puede pelear. He can fight. He can fight. I don't want to hear it. He got a name in Vegas. He got a name.
He's not no hope, bro. I say that myself. Liam Paro not no hope. He's gonna 4 rounds.
I thought you know what's crazy?
No. He gets stopped between like 7 and 9.
Who's fighting Matias's last 3 opponents? That's what I want to see.
Ergachev, that would be Ergachev.
Jeremiah Ponce.
And damn, I can't think of the last dude.
I really like what you say, Ergachev? I really like that dude, bro.
My thing with man, listen, I ain't even got me and Mills done chopped it up, but it's coming, Mills. It's coming. And like you say earlier, King, we need these motherfuckers to fight each other just like the game in Mortal Kombat. You get eliminated, you fucking move up. And sooner than later, there ain't gonna be nothing but 2 motherfuckers left. You know what I'm saying? Now, if there's a Tank and Shakur, Tank, Devin, Devin, Shakur, who knows? But they gotta fight each other for us to goddamn. But sometimes it's hard when you got some of these fighters teams saying, what do you bring to the table, man? Oh, man, you say that the 140-pound undisputed champion Taylor don't bring nothing to the table. Come on, man.
I'm gonna go off of what Mickey said the other day. A lot of these American fighters are scared to fight some of these out of state not out of state, out of the country, fighters that really pose a threat. They have great resumes with guys that you don't know about, but they're killers. And Subir Matias, all those guys he beat, you know what I mean? He got fans in Mexico and in Puerto Rico that probably don't even speak English, but they got dollars too.
I say this, whoever does. Man, I thought you were gonna say they got green cards, bro. I'm like, what? I thought you were gonna say that, bro. Right here.
Te pasaste. Te pasaste. Diablo.
King, Raymond look ready, boy. I done had my eyes on Raymond Ford.
Oh, Raymond Ford?
He ready.
I talked to his coach yesterday.
I want to see him versus Figueroa. Fuck it.
He got a title shot on his. He got a title shot.
Yes, sir. This is title shot right here.
Yeah.
This is title shot right here. He looking good in the gym. Hey, I had the opportunity to watch him spar a killer.
But Shakur?
That man looking good, brother. I'm gonna tell
Well, you seen him in Shakur spar?
Man, look at you, bro. You are a bad dude. You're terrible. He's a journalist. He gotta ask.
I have to ask. Why do you think they like me around here?
I've never seen him spar Shakur. I've never seen him spar Shakur. I did see him spar another killer. And he looked amazing. He looked amazing. And he right on weight. I will say this. Savage is in camp with Shakur, and these dudes look good, man. These dudes look good, man.
I can't wait, bro.
He look good.
I need to see Murataya versus Keyshawn Davis.
I bella. I need to. And stop the bullshit. Let's just get that fight.
I give him kudos for fighting Pedraza on paper and itself, but we know that man was.
But that's the throw you in the wolves fight. You know that, right?
Right. I mean,
whoever wins, they're gonna mark it.
Hold on, here I come now.
Unless they do a rematch, and we need that too.
No, fuck that. Y'all better slow it down. This man Keyshawn, y'all be forgetting.
He's him.
His pedigree in the Olympics. This man is only what? 10-0? The fuck? This man is Murataya, man.
Murataya got a decent amateur pedigree. I think he beat like Ryan and shit. He beat a couple good guys.
So my thing is, the point is this, y'all don't be rushing my boy Keyshawn, bro. Don't be rushing. He's rushing himself, man. He think he can fight Theo. You know what's up?
He said you heard him? You heard HLD? Yeah. He's rushing himself. He's trying to.
Bro, he needs to get back on that cannabis, bro. He's losing his ass.
Yo, you bugging.
Him not smoking, I've seen the difference.
And his personality, maybe.
Just a little bit more. You're a little calm, desperate.
Sometimes right. You right. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was rushing himself in those other fights. I get you. I know, man. I'm talking my shit here, but I like to see the Murataya.
Movie right here. I'm about to light up. I ain't hating on no cannabis. Won't get no hate out of me.
Well, I'm gonna let you go do the thing. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Yo, Jay, great insight. HLD, love the energy and the insight. Supports Book Bowl. Always love the insight. You know what I'm saying? Make sure when you guys smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the channel. Also, become a member of Mill City Boxing. It's pinned into the comments, man. We're definitely growing rapidly. So I appreciate the support from everybody. Much love to you. I'll be back with another one at 12 p.m. with Gary Antoine Russell. And then I'll be back again with another body.
Hey, Mills, you're easy to reach through IG DMs or?
Yeah. Me tirai.
All right, bro. I will do. All right, man. Thank you, man, for having me on, bro. Peace out.
I'm going to hit you, bro. I got to get an interview with your son. I do amateur interviews. I got to get him. I'm going to hit you, bro. For sure.
Real quick, before y'all get off, real quick, look at this. Hold on.
Talk to me.
Oh, that motherfucker working? You got something to show me.
This where he fractured his shoulder right here.
Hold on, let me get these guys up so we can see it big. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm gonna show y'all where he fractured his shoulder at right here.
Hold on. I wanna see it.
He hit you hard, man. He hit you hard.
I wanna show my peoples. Go ahead. No, hold on, Jay. Hold on.
Damn, my fault. I ain't even mean to do this.
Hold on, Jay. I want people to see this.
Okay.
I want people to see your son.
This is where what's up with Prince Vegeta. That's AP, and he a killer. Now I'll show y'all some exclusive clips on him too. You ready, Neil?
I'm ready.
This where he fractured his shoulders. This where he fractured his shoulder at, y'all. His left shoulder. Pay attention. Oh, that was good right here. Right here. Listen to him. You missed a load of it out. Oh my goodness. Y'all heard him? He said, I almost broke my shoulder on that one. And he's been dealing with that for a year now. And I've been telling him, chill out. It's okay. I'll give y'all another exclusive video real quick.
Yeah, give us some stuff. Give us some exclusive shit. My favorite little fighter right here. He coaches his son personally, nobody else. Tell me how good he is. Y'all rate how good he is. Look at that pull right hand. Very explosive kid. And he's known to be putting people down like that. Damn! Y'all be vicious out there. I like that. The little lion.
Yeah, he was a lot smaller. He was a lot smaller, but here you go.
I love watching the Cubs go at it.
Yeah, man. My other little kid, Brandon. I love when they work. It's exclusive though. Nobody gets to see this shit.
See, that's the type of jab that we needed Ortiz to have. See that quick slip? You see how quick that jab pull out, guys? Look at that quick twitch muscle. Yeah, he's gonna be the future of boxing. Shakur said it. I said it a long time ago. We've had him on the channel before, but we gotta get him on more. So patient. Relax. You see how fast he threw that right hand? He threw it just as fast as his jab. So sharp. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. That's exclusive, man. Yeah, his quick switchability. You see that? Hey, that's exclusive. Only Mill City would be able to get that right there. You only get exclusive clips like this on Mill City. And these kids that I just showed y'all are my love. These are my hearts. And you want one more, bro, or that's good enough?
Yeah, so give us one more. Give us one more, because we don't really get these exclusives like that. Smash the like button as well, ladies and gentlemen. You guys always hear me talking to Jay. You see me do interviews with Jay and King. This is the young boy that I ride for, so.
That's Showtime Luke right there. What up, Showtime Luke, man? I love that kid right there, man. Give him a follow, man. That's my little dude. I'm gonna give y'all another exclusive because Mill City said that, and because he requested it. And just so y'all know, I do not post these. So if I ever see these on anybody's channel, I will be reporting. And I don't want y'all to do anything crazy. Just watch it and appreciate it, please. Please, just watch it and appreciate it. Do not, because I love these kids. And I would never post these kids on Instagram or no social media platforms. All right, so just watching and be cool.
Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's the end of it. Sorry you guys couldn't see the whole clip. Make sure you guys go out your way to smash the like button. Make sure you go check out my man King James Jr. The kid's the future on his Instagram, King James Jr. Yeah, I love the amateurs as well. Some of the great guys in amateurs, the kids. So in this platform, we're going to be doing a lot of that as well, just to give you guys the update. Like, yo, listen, this guy right here is the one that you need to look out for his pro debut, so you guys can get introduced to guys early in their career, while they're kids. They get them in here, do interviews while they're young, and when they explode, that the platform explodes, and then you guys could also say, I remember talking to him on Mill City Boxing when he was like, 14 years old. But nevertheless, I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tapping in. Like I said, I'll be back with another one at 12 o'clock East Coast time with Gary Antoine Russell. And nevertheless, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, become a member. I'm gonna be putting the link in the chat. It's pinned up right now, but I'll also be putting into the comments after I release this video. Much love to y'all. God bless, and on to the next.